Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
I hear you.
Check check check.
I hear you.
More in my headphones, please, if you can. Yeah, please. Test test test. That's good. Thank you.
Good. Good. We're good.
And I can hear Dan also, so that's great.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you can hear me.
No, it's fine. And welcome to the season after the regular season. High school playoff football has arrived. I'm Chris Conley along with Dan Ross and Jason Zaleski. We are at Hudson High School. A beautiful ride to the western part of the state today. Great fall colors and a very mild night for football. I mean, we were up close to 70 today. The weather is not going to be a factor for today's game at all. Getting ready for DC Everest against Hudson. Tell you first of all, Everest fans who are looking in, Evergreens do not have their starting quarterback, Jack Bobinski. If you saw the Wausau West game last week, sacked on back-to-back plays. He got up on the third down sack, was not able to get to his feet on the fourth down sack. And the Evergreens will be starting their backup quarterback, Reese Stoll. Should we need an emergency quarterback, Dylan Neuendank is second on the depth chart. Dan, let's talk about the opposition today. Obviously, the Evergreens come in as a 7 seed, which means they were going to get a tough opponent. Hudson is 8-1. River Falls is the only game that they failed in. That came in the middle of the season. Hudson's going to be, I think it's fair to say this will be a tough hill to climb tonight.
It sure will be. Hudson obviously plays in a really good conference. I would say probably a tougher conference than what the Wisconsin Valley League is. And Everest has had a great season. It is a little bit unfortunate that they drew Hudson because they're probably underdogs in this game, I would say.
Sure. On the other hand, it's self-defeating to come off the bus thinking, oh, we're going to lose, and I came over on the team bus. That's not the attitude at all. But yeah, you're up against it. It's a team that's won 8 out of 9 games. You're down to your backup quarterback. The Evergreens, though, will be giving Hudson some looks that they haven't seen because Reese Stoll is more of a find-the-seams running-type quarterback. He's kind of nifty when he plants and cuts back, and none of that's really on tape except for a part of the fourth quarter from a blowout loss a week ago. So Hudson has a little bit of an unknown element for tonight's game.
Absolutely, and you know what? This is playoff time. Weird things happen in the playoffs. It's one and done. Anything can happen. Hopefully we see that tonight.
I know we've got a full slate of games on Zaleski Sports tonight. One that I'm just curious about. Over at Tom Field, there's going to be playoff football tonight. That's great. That's Wausau West, Wisconsin Rapids. Those teams tied they were part of a three-way tie in the Valley Football Association. I'm not sure who wins that game. That's one that you can argue for much of the night. I know over at Steam Stadium, they're playing a neutral site playoff game today. So flip around and find your favorite competitive game on all of our Zaleski Sports channels. We're going to be good company tonight for week number 1. The Hudson facility is beautiful.
It really is.
I came over here a couple of years ago for a girls' basketball game while the school was being redone. It was done in 3 phases. They did the middle part of the school first, so you had to walk through this construction like a hard hat zone to get over to where the field house was. And I came back here last year. The work is all done last year. The field house has all of this natural light, and it's just a beautiful place to do a basketball game. And in addition to the school renovation and remodel, they get this beautiful new football field that I'm seeing. I've seen it from the outside for the first time. This is a really, really nice facility.
And it's kind of hard to tell, but we have a bunch of evergreens in the background. You'll see it as we play today. Right. It's really nice. It's beautiful.
Everything's on one side. Really, really big bleachers, but on the home side. And then there is no seating on the other side. The student section today are dressed as stuffed animals.
I love it.
No, it's so weird. They should not be rewarded with a victory tonight. So we've got people as stuffed giraffes and stuffed unicorns and all of this.
This week marks our annual Fall Sports Officials Appreciation Week.
A lot of pumpkins.
Which is celebrated around the nation.
Our officiating crew being introduced and saluted by the crowd here. You know, one of the big challenges, particularly for football, you look at the WIAA's annual recognition list of officials who've put in 30 or 40 years, and that takes up columns in their newsletter. And then they thank the new guys who've got 4 or 5 years of experience, and that's very, very small. That finding qualified officials to work these games, I mean, it's a shortage, and they're doing everything they can to recruit guys.
Now, please turn your attention to the
We go down to field level, the honor guard, and first the sportsmanship message.
The WIAA Conference and Hudson High School require good sportsmanship at an education-based interscholastic event.
We ask all attendants to appreciate the efforts of both teams, the coaches, and the officials in a positive manner. We all play an important role in providing opportunities for all participants to compete in a healthy and safe environment.
Lastly, please be reminded that state law prohibits the use of alcohol and tobacco products in the air used by public schools.
All that are able, would you please rise and honor America by removing your hats for the national anthem?
At this time, we would like to welcome VFW Post 2115 and the American Legion Post 50 Color Guard to present tonight's colors.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
That's a combined color guard from the VFW and the American Legion serving us and presenting the colors. Evergreens will get the ball first, and we will kick off playoff action. You're watching Wisconsin High School playoff football on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
We said we're growing, and we are. Come join the Crystal Finishing family. We're looking for experienced industrial maintenance mechanics, CNC fabricators, all driver positions for our freight team, as well as skilled and general production. We know the importance of a work and life balance. Our shift options and flexible schedules set us apart. Our pay ranges from $17 to $43 per hour depending on your skill level. We're proud to be a family-owned company that is committed to our community, team members, and the growth of our business. Call or jump on our website to learn more.
When buying or selling land, the biggest decision you make is choosing your representation. Whitetail Properties is the top real estate company for selling hunting land, recreational properties, and farms. Our nationwide network of sportsmen, farmers, and investors offers a great opportunity for you to capitalize on the true market value of your property. In central Wisconsin, Brian Roosh is your local land specialist and is ready to help you get started on all of your property needs.
In any business, you ride the line between numbers and people. It takes balance. CLA, CPAs, consultants, and wealth advisors will get you there.
Your Clifton Larson Allen office is in Wausau, Stevens Point, Marshfield, and CLAconnect.com.
Back at Hudson and just a few minutes away from kickoff. The wind is dead calm. The weather will not factor into tonight's game at all. Big Hudson crowd, and there are a couple of Everest fans that have made the trip over too, and others watching at home on Zaleski Sports. We're glad to have you. Football is brought to you by Fleet Farm. Holiday layaway is back at Fleet Farm through December 12th. Get the products you want before they're gone. Pay as you go. Plus, your purchase is conveniently stored till you're ready to pick it up. Get everything you need at one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. Evergreens wear the road white, green numerals, black pants. Hudson looks a little like Penn State. Little Nittany Lion in them today. Dark blue with white. And the more games I do, I like the simple uniforms. Give me two colors.
Yeah, and actually we have some uniforms. We can actually read the numbers tonight, so that's going to be helpful to us, I would say. So with Everest getting the ball first, how important is this first drive, you think?
You know what? I was watching Reese Stoll, again, backup quarterback. He starts tonight because of injury. And I thought in pregame warm-ups he was kind of all over the place. And maybe that goes away once you get your first touch. But he was overthrowing receivers. He even bobbled a couple of snaps. And, you know, again, if you have your regular quarterback, the center quarterback exchange is a given at this point in the season. But then you plug in somebody new, and then suddenly that becomes a variable tonight. So, yeah, I mean, the Evergreens, you sure don't want a 3-and-out. You want to be able to show that you can do things with the football. Hudson's got a lot of kids that have come out for football. They've got tall kids, but you don't see a lot of oversized kids. And, you know, when you look at line play, that's almost the new model now. It used to be, you know, the chunky kid. Well, he's a tackle. He's a defensive end. He'll play nose guard. Now you see kids that really are smaller but can move more laterally, that are more athletic than big. And Hudson looks like they fit that mold tonight. Also in pregame warm-ups, Hudson's special teams looks like a strength. We saw their place kicker hitting from long range. Saw their punter hitting booming kicks in pregame. And, you know, game like this where Hudson's got to think they're the better team. One of the keys to victory, win the field position battle. Keep the ball in your half of the field. That's all on Hudson's agenda tonight. Ready for kickoff. Lads, light this candle. High school football playoffs underway. Squib kick. Hudson was offside. I think that man all the way on the far side was up. They're blowing this dead.
Before the kick, offsides, kick, 5-yard penalty, and a re-kick.
And usually the refereeing mechanics is you let the play go and assess the 5 yards afterwards or make them re-kick. Instead, this is blown dead.
Yeah, maybe that's a rule on kickoffs. I'm not sure. Like an illegal procedure or something, right?
So hopefully our officiating crew will not be prominent after this kickoff. Nothing slows a high school game down like a lot of penalties. Evergreens receive at the 10. Good blocking to the sideline and into the seam. Across the 35 and out to the 40-yard line. Good field position for Everest. Going to spot him at the 39. Flynn Huffman. Huffman's the fastest of the Evergreens. Use him as one of the team's wide receivers. Before the fourth quarter of the game against West, Reese Stoll, the starting quarterback, had not completed a pass all season, and then he was 5 for 5 when he was asked to throw. A lot of short stuff, conservative and into the flat. I think they're going to give Stoll as much of the playbook as they can. Two backs behind him. He'll start under center with receivers to either side. And Evergreens with a late shift. Again, unusual for Everest. Normally they don't do this. 3 receivers up high. Pumps. Chased. Blown dead. Referee is signaling that ball came out of Stoll's hand forward, incomplete.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
Considering that if Stoll was caught from behind, would have been a 8 or 10 yard loss. I think the Evergreens are happier with that. Incomplete. So a weird offside call and then a weird incomplete pass. Singles to either side on 2nd and 10 on the ground. Blake Bankston, couple of yards at best between the tackles. Again, 2 unfamiliar opponents, so these teams will kind of feel themselves out. You want to see whose offensive line or whose defensive line wins. Hudson seemed to have everything bottled up inside on the first running play.
It didn't look like it was going to go for much, but fell forward for 3 yards. That's not a bad result, but it's still going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, you will want to keep Reese Stoll in 3rd and manageable. So this is longer than the Evergreens would like. They've got to get across midfield to the 49. Blitz coming from the weak side. Gets the ball away. Overshoots his receiver. And incomplete.
Yeah, I wonder if he saw that out of the corner of his eye because he had looked like a safety or a corner coming into his right purview and able to get it off just a little bit too high.
Now, I've seen all the Everest games that they've played this year. Everest has had trouble picking up the blitz, particularly in the later parts of the season. When Wausau West blitzed last week, they were always getting home. So this is going to start as a 3-and-out. sophomore Cohen Preby to kick away. He'll roll out. Got some air under that. Fair caught. Back at the 18-yard line. Hudson will start there.
So not ideal for Everest. 3 and out, first time out. Defense needs to step up here and get the Hudson offense off the field.
Their quarterback's a senior, Jake Busson. Jake's number 2, leading the team right up to the line of scrimmage. So play called on the sidelines. Here they go from the pistol, 2 up high, 1 receiver down low, and 1 back to Busson's right. Across the formation, jet sweep, no. Misdirection, quarterback's got it. Gain of 7 or 8 yards. Boy, against Wausau West too, and again, West has an elite running back. Every play, the Evergreens defense is swarming to the back who sometimes didn't have the ball. Kind of like that. You've got to respect the sweep, and the quarterback's got it in the middle. Another play's called right up to the line of scrimmage, so tempo here. Handoff, stopped. No gain. Loss of a yard. Everest defense holds sway. Nate Nimitz, senior, bottom of the pile.
Good push right up the middle. Able to move the line of scrimmage back a yard or two and not give the runner any sort of opportunity.
And the Everest defense, too, has had trouble with misdirection, counter plays, play action. But on simple, straightforward stuff between the tackles, Everest has been stout. A chance for their defense to get off. 3 and out. Design rollout, some pressure, quarterback lofts it, perfect touch, completed pass. That's pretty, to Nathan Michaels.
We saw in pregame, Hudson quarterbacks looked like they were up to the task tonight. A lot of on target, throwing 20, 30 yards downfield, speedy receivers. It's going to be a tough task for the Evergreens tonight, I think.
So 3rd and 3 is converted out to the 34-yard line, and a new set of downs for the Raiders. Play action. Looking to one-on-one coverage and knocked away. Good defense there.
That was great defense because that pass was right on the money.
Everest plays a lot of one-on-one in the defensive secondary. And again, the quarterback, we talk about good quarterback play. You've got to put that ball to the inside. You've got to try and lead your receiver. The ball was in the right spot. Needed an outstanding play from the defensive back to knock that free. 2nd and 10.
Now Hudson a little bit up-tempo.
Boy, and we see that. It's more than half of the high school teams that we see, especially the big schools, that call plays at the line of scrimmage or call them on the sidelines, trying the near side, short gain, a yard or 2. 3rd down comes up again. Carson Davchik on the stop for the Evergreens.
3rd and long, this is where you want to be.
You see the quarterback, Jake Busson, he's just looking over to the sidelines. It's signaled in by his coach. And then consults the wristband and is ready to go. 2 receivers to the far, wide side of the field, and it's a design rollout to that side. Pressure coming underneath, almost intercepted. So the Everest defense will get off the field here in the early going. Football is brought to you by Purple Mountain Solutions, your go-to partner in assisting with all facets of your supply chain, whether it's purchasing, warehousing, transportation, public, private, or medical sector. You know you can depend on Purple Mountain Solutions to get it there safely and efficiently. So the Evergreens had the ball once, they went 3 and out. Hudson picked up 1 first down, and then their drive stalls out at the 35-yard line. Tumbling kick, fielded cleanly and tackled immediately. 34-yard kick, no return. 9:09 to play first quarter. And the Evergreens get out for their second time. Let's see if Reese Stoll, the quarterback's a little more comfortable here.
For those of you watching at home, if you have any questions on some scores that you're interested in finding, we will do our best to update everybody as we go, whether it's on the Zaleski Sports Network or otherwise.
Questions about anything, really. We'll make it up. We don't need an honest answer here. That costs more. If you remember years ago, the advertising for the Shell Answer Man, I believe he was fired when he failed a question about nuclear physics. Evergreens don't get much on the ground here, forward for 2 yards on first down. Again, if the Evergreens are going to tilt their offense more towards the run just because of the backup quarterback in today, got to be productive on first down. You're looking for 4, 5, 6 yards. It's the 2 or 3 yards that put you in a tight spot. Everest huddles up between every play. Flynn Huffman, the team's leading receiver, got one-on-one coverage up high on him, and it's tight press coverage if the Evergreens want it. Nope, keep it on the ground. And this is going to become third and manageable. That's Blake Bangston carrying. I think we're going to have a 3rd and 3. Yeah, the two Evergreens running backs who handle the ball most, they're brothers. Blake Bangston has gotten more touches as the season's gone along. He's only a sophomore. Caden Bangston, more of a cutback runner. He's a junior. So, I mean, those are some of the pieces that the Evergreens have to build upon next year. Reese Stoll, this quarterback, and the two Bangston brothers in the backfield. Whistle here. Too many men on the field.
Timeout Everest.
Timeout, DC Everest.
So the Evergreens want to make sure they have the right play and the right personnel for 3rd and 3, which is what will await when we come back. You're watching Wisconsin High School playoff football on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
First things first with Mid-State Technical College. Dual credit programs earn you college credit in high school. Then choose a path that suits you. Use your skills to start your career or transfer to a university to continue your degree. Choose a new career. Transition easily and quickly by upgrading your skills. Or continue your education with dozens of classes to get you on your path. No matter your stage of the game, your first move is Mid-State Technical College.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Back at Hudson, the Evergreens take a timeout on offense to dial up this 3rd and 3 play. From the pistol. Sets up, throws underneath. It's high, but it's caught. First down, Evergreens. Again, I think the butterflies settle down as you have a little bit of success. What are you looking for? Stack successful things on top of one another. And there's Preston Miller, who elevated. The Evergreens get 7 and move the chains out to the 47-yard line.
Everest's going to take their time all night unless the scoreboard says otherwise, but limiting the amount of time that Hudson's offense is on the field, it can only help Everest tonight.
Singles to either side. Two backs, Bangston brothers behind Stoll. While that player's in the neutral zone, no flag, got back onside. Caden Bangston gets 3 or 4 yards. He's across midfield, and for the first time tonight, Everest is in Hudson territory. Again, Hudson accomplished a lot more during the regular season, but the Evergreens have been able to get some yardage on the ground, have a completion from their quarterback, Reese Stoll. So, I mean, so far, so good if you're an Everest fan. Remember the playoff game a year ago against Kimberly. I mean, Kimberly is probably not as good this year as they were last year, but that game got out of control before halftime. And here the Evergreens are holding their own, 0-0. Pistol again, quarterback keeps it himself. Stoll is wrapped up, sheds 1 tackle, and what would have been no gain is going to be a yard or 2 forward. That's going to be a part of the Everest offense next year. Stoll keeping it himself, looking for a seam, trying to gash through the defensive line.
All the teams in the state have been playing conference games the last 6-7 weeks, or whatever it's been. So playing somebody from outside your conference for the first time, there's a lot of new things, a lot of feeling out that takes place right away here. And Everest looks like they're up to the task tonight.
All right, so this is another 3rd and manageable. The Evergreens converted a 3rd and 3 earlier on this drive, 3rd and 4 now. 3 receivers, 2 high, 1 low. Blitz coming, rolling, now scrambling to the other side. Throwing, and 1 hopped. Incomplete to Pearson McDonald.
Wonder if they're going to go or punt. Nope, here comes the punt team.
I think at 0-0, you punt and play field position in this spot.
I think you're right.
Everest defense looked okay for their first series on the field, so let's try that again. Ross Yeager, who's going to receive this kick, Speedy in the open field. Put some air under this. It's going to be a fake and a pass complete. First down, Evergreens. The drive continues. The punter, the sophomore, Cohen Preby. Carson Davchik has a reception on a fake punt from earlier in the season. So back out comes the offense.
Yeah, looked like the punter has an arm on him.
And you know what? Look, it's a play that was successful. If you're going to go for it on fourth down, I would almost rather keep your quarterback and your offense on, because then you're asking people to do things that they've practiced and have trained for all year. And, again, no complaints when it works. This drive continues. But otherwise, you're giving Hudson a really good offense, the ball around midfield. This is a pitch trying the wide side of the field to Blake Bangston, 3 yards.
It's a lot of 3-yard plays so far. It's working.
For the Raiders, number 57, Ben Draveling with the tackle.
We're already 7 minutes into this game, and I bet you Everest has had the ball for 5 of those 7 minutes.
Right. Everest has a 3-and-out to start. They've picked up 2 first downs on this drive. Hudson had the ball once, picked up a first down, and then had to punt. Second down, quarterback, keeper, dragged from behind. See, again, we talk about it's not oversized linemen, it's faster linemen who are more athletic. Will McDonald is a captain, and he was just faster to the ball. Lost some yardage there.
I'm sure it's the weather and I'm sure it's playoffs, but there are a lot of fans in attendance. A lot of Everest fans here making the trip from WIAA. It's got to be at least a 2-hour trip.
It's such a warm and comfortable night. I may take off my outer coat here and do this in my polo shirt. Ladies, stand by for the gun show. Third down here. To pass. Late pressure coming, got to him. And that's Will McDonald again. Blew up the running play on second down, gets the sack on third down. And the big loss changes the Evergreens' thinking. Fourth down and 15, they'll punt it away.
I'm guessing that he's going to kick this one.
Yes, the first down awaits all the way at the 31-yard line. Designed rollout, line drive kick. Bounces, takes an Evergreens roll. And the Evergreens are going to down this deep. It's going to be downed inside the 2-yard line.
Very well done.
Yeah, spotted in between the 2 and the 1. So when Hudson snaps this ball, their quarterback is going to be behind the goal line. I'll tell you one of the things the Evergreens do have, that this defense has given up some big chunk plays over the season, but they also have an unusually high number of tackles for loss. This would be a fine spot for that right here.
It wouldn't be our first game on Zaleski Sports to start with a safety.
The pistol from the end zone, Jake Busson. He's about 5 yards deep. Got a throw from there. 1-on-1 too long. I thought he had reasonable enough protection there, but boy, you get a bad snap and you step out of the back of the end zone, costs you 2 points. Get a holding call back there, costs you 2 points.
Well, you try to catch the Evergreens off guard maybe.
Right, I think just from play selection, Hudson knows that Evergreens play a lot of one-on-one in the defensive secondary. They're going to try and capitalize on that. Quarterback again, he's in trouble, and he's sacked in the end zone! Safety for the Evergreens!
We called it, Chris, we called it.
I believe that's Arlen Sangster, all conference, who brings down Jake Busson. So the Evergreens, look at that, will play in front tonight. And our insurance company sponsored You Make the Call. Do you know what happens after a safety? It's a free kick. The Evergreens will get the ball here.
Yeah, Mr. Zaleski and I did a game in Eau Claire a little bit earlier, week 2, and we were surprised that they kicked off from a tee after the safety.
Right. The team that has allowed the safety has a choice. Free kick, like a punt, or put the ball on the tee and kick it off like after a score. And it looks like Hudson is going to kick off here. And since you start back at the 20-yard line, the Evergreens get the ball back. The Evergreens have controlled possession and now have a 2-0 lead. So as that score flashes across the Wisconsin football world, some people will be surprised. Everest in front against the 8-1 Hudson Raiders. Flynn Huffman, speed to burn from the 35 and doesn't quite get the 40-yard line. So, I mean, obviously huge amounts of football to be played tonight, but this is as good a start as Everest could have hoped for.
Absolutely.
Football is brought to you by Sutton Transport, your local family-owned trucking company specializing in LTL delivery across the Midwest, fueled by 40 years of great service. Trust Sutton. They'll get your freight to its destination safely and on time. Request a quote today online at suttontransport.com. That's one word, suttontransport.com. After the safety, a pitch. Blocking in front. Can the Evergreens get the corner? Yes, sir. Best first down gain for Everest so far. It's 9 yards. Blake Bankston.
You know, confidence is a really big thing.
Evergreens have a second play called right up to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers up high. Pitch again. It's going to be a false start on the Evergreens. Referee is mic'd up, so don't trust me. You'll hear it in a moment.
Before the snap, false start. Offense, number 27. 5-yard penalty, second down.
We do have some scores coming in. Eau Claire Regis looks like they're up 22-0 at home against the Pacelli Cardinals. Now we have touchdowns in Edgar, touchdowns in Assumption. Looks like Marshfield, the Tigers, up 14-0 on Pulaski, playing in Marshfield.
Marshfield, for sure, played well enough this year to get a home game in Level 1, and they do.
In Division 2 as well.
Yeah, I think Marshfield, again, Marshfield usually bounces back right between Division 1 and Division 2 based on how many teams you need to fill out the brackets. Marshfield, when they're a Division 2 team this year, that Tiger team can make some noise. Lofting to one-on-one coverage, just too long. Flynn Huffman had a step.
Yeah, receiver did everything right. Quarterback just 1 yard too much, led him just a little bit too much. And there's just kind of like a sigh or a groan across the entire stadium because everybody saw it.
7-7, Rapids West.
Rapids and West, 7-7.
Right, we thought that Wisconsin Rapids-Wausau West game, that may be the game of the night among the larger schools, and they're tied 7 apiece.
Rapids beat West this year, correct? It's a revenge game?
West beat Rapids this year.
Okay.
But again, those are 3 teams, Marshfield West and Rapids, that tied for the Valley football. Through double coverage, complete to Huffman. 1 man to beat. 15, cuts back. 10, 5, and out of bounds. And the Evergreens are in business. And Hudson's got a moment of pause on how this game's going right now. Late flag, too. This is going to be some type of personal foul, something extracurricular afterwards. I don't think it's a hit out of bounds. I see this probably as something that was said after the play ended.
He's pointing back to the 15.
Yeah, you know what? So maybe
Everest.
Huffman, after making the big play, was a little out of control and taunted. Yeah. Yeah.
Offense, number 17. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
That's Preston Miller.
I mean, it's such a great play, and then you give...
Then you just make it harder on yourself, sure. Yeah. I mean, normally you say red zone penalties. Well, that's the equivalent of a red zone penalty.
He had words with 21.
Yeah. Right. Jason Zaleski, who's looking and watching our camera here, says he's right. Got up after the catch and was jawing with one of the Hudson players, and it drew a flag. Up the middle, it's a scrum between the tackles, and
Still
Everest
push
gets
forward,
3 yards. That's Caden Bankston. 2-0 Everest, and we're inside 2 minutes to play in the first quarter.
2-0, bottom of the first.
Everest sure has controlled the ball. Everest here, they're in business because of one big play, but should have been down at the 5-yard line. Handoff, Blake Bankston finds that seam, and he's close to the first down, a yard short. That's one of the times where the Everest offensive line was actually able to peel that defensive tackle back and opened up that hole for Bankston. 3rd and 1.5. And why the Evergreens may look at this as 4-down territory, you stick the ball in the end zone and bingo, you're up by 2 scores. Settle for a field goal, and the Everest special teams are capable here, but it's a 1-score game. Between the tackles again, Bankston. Now quarterback keeps it on the edge, and second effort's going to be very close. Very close.
Right on the line.
That was Blake Bankston who dove up the middle, and Caden Bankston, they're going to spot him short.
Yeah, it looked like he got almost to the 10-yard line. I'm surprised they marked him at the 11.
Yeah, this spot is, I get it, they're closer than us. We're way up here. This spot from up here looks a little stingy.
I think you're right about 4th down here.
This might be a good time for a timeout. If you're going for it on 4th down, get the right play. And instead the Evergreens get the built-in timeout with the first quarter coming to an end. So the Evergreens have a decision to make. 4th and 1, field goal or go for it in the red zone. This is high school football playoff coverage on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
I'm Jamie Schley. As your American Family Insurance agent, I'm looking out for what matters to you, even when nothing is wrong. Give me a call or stop by our new office location, and let's talk about your insurance needs today.
The second quarter begins. The Evergreens are at the 11-yard line, 4th and 1. Quickly, Dan Ross, go or kick?
Go.
I'm on team go also. Again, the Evergreens are underdogs today, and you're on the road. Jason Zaleski, go or kick?
What's that?
Go or kick.
Go.
Right, so we're all on 4th and 1, and the Evergreens agree with us. Keep the offense on the field. Need a yard here. Defense almost jumped off sides, long count. And the Evergreens, trying to draw them off sides, are taking a timeout.
Their second of the half.
I still think the Evergreens may wind up going for it. Since we have an overflow, we are blessed with sponsors today. Let's step out for a break. This is high school playoff football on Zaleski Sports from Clifton Larson Allen.
Thank you for helping Abbey Bank become the most highly recommended community bank.
Thank you to all of our customers for helping us be successful.
Thank you for putting your trust in us.
Thank you for your loyalty.
Thank you for helping us support our communities.
We are grateful for customers like you.
Thank you to all of our customers. We hope to see you soon.
The ball's at the 11. The Evergreens need the 10. They're going on 4th down. Under center. Everybody's in tight. Handoff. First down, Evergreens. And when you bust into that second level when everyone's in tight, there's extra yardage. Ball's inside the 5. Caden Bankston. Evergreens have another play called right up to the line of scrimmage, too. That's the advantage of the timeout. Handoff here, upended. got from the 5 to the 4.
27, Blake.
That's Blake Bangston.
Tackleback from 14, Aiden Tepperang of the Raiders.
A sack in the end zone gave the Evergreens the 2-0 lead, and this is the possession after the free kick. Boy, you talk about ball control. Dan, Hudson feels like they haven't had the ball in forever in this game.
Yeah, they've only had maybe 7 plays.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
Time of possession and number of plays run are lopsided right now. This is 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Single receivers to either side. Wow, the quarterback flinched and they saw it, a red zone penalty.
Yeah.
It's the quarterback and that running back. One of the Bangston brothers also moved.
Full start. Offense, number 27. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So we'll go back to the 9-yard line, 2nd down. And when you go for it on 4th and 1, that means you're all in for a touchdown. You really don't want to be pushed back here and have to settle for 3 points instead of 7.
Especially when it's something that's self-inflicted, like a penalty.
Yeah. The red zone penalties, well, at all levels of football, are hard to overcome, but even more so in the high school game. Pistol now, handoff, Bangston. Didn't even get back all the penalty yardage, down to the 6, 3rd down. And I think for the Evergreens to go for it on 4th, you got to get closer than this.
You have to get closer, yeah.
Sure. I mean, if you're down inside the 2 or at the 1, sure, you'll go for it on 4th down. I'm not sure if 4th down comes up and you're outside the 5-yard line. And that would kind of feel like a victory for Hudson.
I thought we might have seen play action on 2nd down.
Do the Evergreens throw here? Flynn Huffman's the receiver up high, Preston Miller down low. Stole from the pistol, going to keep it himself. Tries to slant in. Boy, he's going to make it close enough that it will be a 4th down decision. I think he's inside the 3, but not quite to the 2.
Number 7, Maurice Stoll.
I think you got to go.
And it looks like the offense stays on the field.
Well, if you don't get it, maybe you go up 4-0.
Boy, oh boy. I don't think I've ever done a football game where I've seen 4-0.
It would be a scoregami. I guarantee it.
Do the Evergreens burn another timeout here? You know what? This play is taking a long time to come in. Evergreens going to have to hurry up to the line.
4, 3.
They need to call timeout, and they do. They do. The play clock was going to run out on the Evergreens, and you know what? I don't mind even spending your 3rd timeout in this spot.
It's an important play.
Get the play and personnel you want. And while they call timeout, we'll step out. This is high school playoff football on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
Edgar Family Restaurant is located just south of Highway 29 in Edgar and open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, drink, dessert, get it all at Edgar Family Restaurant. Homemade food to fill your belly and your soul. Daily specials including Friday fish fry, soup, salad, pies made from scratch, and a full menu of choices are yours at Edgar Family Restaurant. Give back to those who support our community. Give back and visit Edgar Family Restaurant for breakfast tomorrow, then stay for lunch and dinner too. Edgar Family Restaurant is a proud backer of Wildcats football.
4th down. The Evergreens have already converted a 4th and 1 in the red zone. This is 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. Touchdown or bust here. Stoll will throw to one-on-one coverage. Got him! Knocked away. Looking for Preston Miller, had the one-on-one coverage, and the defensive back won the battle.
Number 17, Preston Miller, the intended receiver.
Turned over on downs.
We'll see the instant replay of that.
I don't mind the play call at all. This is exactly what Everest wanted, and I just see this as a good defensive play. Sometimes the receiver wins, sometimes the defensive back wins.
Looked like if he came down with the ball, that might have been a good catch. Looked like he did have a foot down, but couldn't haul it in.
Yeah. Close, but not quite. The Evergreens get their first trip to the red zone, first trip for either team to the red zone, but roll snake eyes on 4th down. Hudson again will start with no field position to speak of. Bussin pitches. This is also in the end zone and almost for a safety. Big hit out to the 5-yard line, only 2 yards.
Oh, we almost had 4-0.
Justin Roby with the carry for the Raiders.
Yeah, there was initial contact there behind the goal line. Justin Roby gets it out. 2nd and 7. Evergreen single coverage against the 3 receivers. Quarterback keeps it and gains only a yard.
Yeah, really interesting play calls here for Hudson. 1st and 2nd down.
Hudson is 1 of 2 on 3rd down conversions. Now, sure, it's early, 8 minutes to go until halftime, but this is a big play for the Everest defense. 3 and out and get good field position if you can stop on this 3rd down, and there's movement.
They're pointing to Everest.
Well, Hudson thinks that Everest jumped into the neutral zone.
Snap. False start.
Yeah, the other way.
Half the distance to the goal. 3rd down.
That's why you never believe anybody on the football field. Everybody points at each other.
Right, if I'm playing, the penalty is always on the other guy.
Obviously.
Always. I guess the only sport that's worse is hockey. He did it to me, and then you saw me do it to him.
So 3rd and long, inside your own 5. Barely enough room to punt the ball from here, but, Hudson has this very fast offense, and they're about to get themselves off the field quick again.
Man across the formation and got another whistle. Hudson's taking a timeout.
Starts timeout. Hudson.
7:41 to play in the first half. It's 2-0 Everest, and Hudson's got a big 3rd down. They're backed up in their own end. We'll step out. This is high school football on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
At Bauer & Fine Business Technologies in Marshfield, our company has been serving Central Wisconsin since 1955. We're still locally owned and believe strongly in supporting the communities that support us. If you're a current customer, thank you. If you're not a current customer, we'd love to work with you. Let's talk about copiers, printers, postage meters, and network services. Give us a call today at 800-288-2712 or visit our website at b-bt.com. Bauer & Fine Business Technologies. Better business together.
Welcome back to Hudson, where the Hudson offense has been stuck in neutral so far in this game. 2-0 Everest. Hudson's got only 1 first down. And now a 3rd and 9, where the quarterback Bussin's going to take this snap from in his own end zone. Moves the shoulders, throws over the head of his receiver and almost intercepted. That almost came down in the arms of Matt Nielsen, who's got a couple of picks this year. Hudson will punt.
Despite turning the ball over on downs last time out, Everest has to feel so good about how this game has gone so far.
Yeah, Everest is going to get the ball probably in Hudson territory. Again, this Hudson offense, which has put up a lot of points in games this year from the end zone, that's partially blocked, I think. That kick went straight up in the air. And takes a sand wedge kind of bounce. 35-yard line, the shortest of fields coming up here. Couldn't tell if that was did someone get a hand on that, or did that punt just go straight up in the air?
It looked like it was blocked initially.
And again, the punter doesn't get the full 15 yards that he's looking for there, so you've got to kind of one-step that kick out.
Yeah, and it took a long time to get it off. It wasn't in a hurry to punt that. Yep.
Yeah, on the replay, looks like a deflection.
Looked like the cameraman got lost in that replay trying to find the ball.
Well, he's expecting another 15, 20 yards downfield.
Who's running the camera here?
Reese Stoll, who has done just fine, Everest fans. Thank you very much. 1st and 10. Second man through, so here's the counter to Caden Bangston. Hudson had that diagnosed pretty well. Just a yard or 2 on 1st down. Sponsored by Crystal Finishing Systems, a family-owned business now hiring for both their Weston and Mosinee locations, openings in manufacturing, fabrication, management, customer service, and more. Join the Crystal Finishing team. Learn more at crystalfinishing.com.
We haven't talked too much about the bracket yet, right? It's the first round of the playoffs, so the winner tonight advances to round 2 next Friday night.
Evergreens will have to be road warriors for as far as they go. No home game possibilities for Everest. On second down, Caden finds a seam, gets 4 yards. Makes this third down manageable.
I'll tell you what, Chris, for Everest knowing that they're going to have their backup quarterback in tonight, and that would be a very run-heavy focused offense, they are getting what they want offensively.
Yeah, the run game has been just good enough. And, Reese Stoll has one big chunk pass down the field that got the Evergreens into the red zone. Yeah, this is just what the Evergreens want offensively. Third down and 5 in what may be 4-down territory. Here's a pitch, got some blocking, got a first down, and more into the red zone, down inside the 10-yard line. Blake Bangston. And Reese Stoll is fired up. He pointed first down and fist pumped into the air as he goes over to the sideline to get his next play. Evergreens are back in the red zone again.
I think Hudson and the fans just feel a little bit stunned right now.
Sure. I mean, look, you see a 4-4 team that got one of their wins by forfeit, so technically they're 5-4. It's almost human nature that you say, well, we're going to take care of business tonight. We're going to look forward to our level 2 game. We'll get another home game after that. Hudson has not taken care of its business so far. We're at the halfway point of the second quarter. 2-0, and the Evergreens are looking for more. Reese Stoll keeps it himself. Got a hole up the middle to the end zone. Touchdown, Evergreens. Stoll in the end zone. And the Evergreens just parted at the line of scrimmage and won the battle between the tackles. Stoll is in from 6 yards out. And the Evergreens, pending an extra point or a 2-point conversion, are going to go up by 2 scores.
Take a look at the instant replay. Just like Chris said, wide open gap in the line. You could have walked in.
Gabe Golbach to try the extra point. Line drive, good.
Yeah, that was a great job by the holder because that snap almost went over everybody's head, able to get it down on the tee.
Set up by a partially blocked punt in a short field. It's a 35-yard scoring drive for the Evergreens. 9-0 Everest leading Hudson. Be back after these messages. This is high school playoff football on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
Stone Innovations, home of Wisconsin's largest granite and quartz selection, is now featuring the best stones shopping experience in the state. Our brand new indoor facility allows for a home-like, comfortable atmosphere. Choose from hand-picked stone from around the world and select the perfect look for your dream kitchen in the best lighting possible. Then sit down with our free design services to customize the look of your kitchen. Our projects come with a lifetime warranty. Stone Innovations, Wisconsin's granite and quartz leader. Appleton, Rhinelander, Clover, Madison.
When the last thing you need to happen does. One of our 16 mobile service trucks from Sherrill Tire and Service Center can keep you rolling and growing. Sherrill Tire and Service Center, your locally owned farm tire specialist.
Sherrill Tire and Service, keep growing and rolling with us.
Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Evergreens kick off after the accidental quarterback, Reese Stoll, brings the ball into the end zone. Tell me that there's not a little pressure on the Hudson offense here. They can't go 3 and out. Uh-oh, this could change things right now. Big, long return flung down across the 25-yard line.
Much needed.
Hudson's best field position in forever. Ross Yeager, who's one of their leading running backs, heard from in this game.
That's the third facet of football, right? Special teams, and they haven't been great for Hudson up till now, but that was a big play.
Got that at the 10. That's a 63-yard kickoff return, and that's Hudson's best play of the entire night. Yeah, boy, Hudson couldn't afford another long field and a 3 and out. They needed that like the desert needs rain. 1st and 10, short field. Misdirection, and the Evergreens stay home. Penalty flag comes into the pile.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a face mask. I mean, it was so late.
Keeper by number 2, Jake Hudson. Tackle by number 30.
Stopped for no gain, and the Evergreens didn't bite on the counterplay. This will be the incidental face mask,
First down.
and a 5-yard walk-off.
I think it's interesting that high school football still has the incidental and the personal foul varieties.
We've talked about this earlier in the season. I think I like all face masks as 15 yards because the judgment call is difficult. Did he grab it and pull it? Was it incident? If it's just that all the time, up the middle, and the Everest defense is winning this battle.
Stratford 33, Cumberland 0. Again, a lot of these level 1 games, not a lot of close ones. We might be in for something special here tonight.
Andrew Caples was the carrier, and he lost a yard. 2nd and 6. Miles Paulson at the bottom of the pile for the Evergreens. Design rollout, pitch, and close to the first down, but short. So the option is a part of the Raiders' offense.
Marshfield up 14-0 at home against Pulaski. Edgar up 22 on Turtle Lake. One of the better logos in the state, I think.
So there are going to be a lot of central Wisconsin teams that'll be playing next Friday night, which means another big Friday of football here at Zaleski Sports. 3rd down and a yard and a half. Twins to the near wide side of the field. Design rollout, a pitch, and it's on the ground, and the Evergreens are going to recover this. Well, let's see at the bottom of the pile, Everest football. You know what? Hudson's in trouble right now. Hudson finally got something good on the long kickoff return, and they put the ball on the ground 4 plays later.
Unbelievable. You know, this isn't much different than number 8 caused the fumble. Jaden Zosh Jr., who will be back next year. He's going to be a defensive star for the Evergreens. You know, this is a lot like basketball, and we see a lot of like playoff basketball that when you're a favorite, you just don't want the underdog to hang around, and Everest is doing all that and more.
Let's see if the Evergreens try something big downfield. Yes, they will. Well, underneath. Complete to Caden Bankston. That's productive on first down. Got 6 or 7 yards.
There's a flag. Right over by the 4 and the 40 on the far side. Right in front of Everest bench.
Picking that up.
Ineligible man downfield.
No.
Offense number 66.
That's rarely called.
Replay first down.
So instead of 6 yards forward, 5 yards back.
You know, we're seeing a lot of that in the NFL this year, in the run-pass option offense.
Sure.
Right? And you hear Buck and Aikman and Romo talk about it all the time, and I don't think that was the case here. I think that one of the linemen just went downfield a little bit too much.
The Evergreens have now been penalized 4 times. So, again, you want to make sure you stay out of your own way if you're going to spring an upset here. On the ground, up the middle, gains back most but not all of the penalty yardage. That's Blake Bankston for 4.
And the clock is starting to tick down here towards halftime already.
Yeah, what's Everest's ideal? Take this 2-score lead into the locker room.
Yep.
The Evergreens have no timeouts left in the half. But you'd like to, again, use as much of the play clock as you can. Hold possession here. And I mean, Hudson, tell me there wouldn't be a moment of what the heck's going on if they go to the locker room trailing by 2 scores and with a 0 next to them on the scoreboard? I mean, Design rollout. Stoll's going to keep it himself, does not get the corner. No gain. Yeah, back a yard from where that's spotted.
And Hudson pushed him out of bounds to save some of the clock, if Hudson's interested in that. Still a lot of time left in the half, 3:34.
Let's see what the Evergreens do here. This is the spot that they want to avoid. They're behind the chains. It's 3rd and 11. You're putting your junior quarterback and your number 2 quarterback in kind of a must-throw spot. Or do the Evergreens play it conservatively?
feel like you got Hudson on the ropes. I think you got to go.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm trying to pick up the first down here. You bet. Twins up high, one down low. Blitz coming, steps out of it, and then is dragged down. Sacked. Yeah, that's been a problem in the later parts of the season, picking up the blitz.
Take a timeout, Hudson.
Time out on the field for an injured player.
Oh, injured player.
That's one of the Hudson players who is involved in the tackle who's being looked at. It's number 6. That is Sam Dickman. He's one of the team captains. The clock will wind again now that the injured player is off to the sidelines, but Hudson's going to get the ball with enough time to operate. They'll have about 3 minutes to work with and 2 timeouts. On 4th and 15, the Evergreens are indeed punting away. Bobbled and on the ground. Hudson's got to cover it up at the 33-yard line.
You're playing scared, Chris. Hudson's playing tentatively.
Yeah, boy,
shaking a little bit.
No, I think that's a good point. And you know what? You never play your best when you're tight, when you're thinking, gee, when you put pressure on yourself, which is what I see just from the body language, from the play selection. Now, look, Hudson could certainly feel much better about things if they stick the ball in the end zone with the 3 minutes left to play. Let's see if that's what happens here, or if the Everest defense, which has played well, holds. Hudson turned the ball over, and the Evergreens didn't do anything with it. 4 receiver package. 2 high, 2 down low, now a man across. So 3 down low, that receiver left early on the near side, no flag. Into the seam, complete. Out to the 50-yard line. Spot him across midfield to the 49.
No, if the passing game is your bread and butter, Hudson has definitely gone away from it the last couple times they've had the ball.
Clock stopped for just a moment while the chains are moved and winds again under 3 minutes to play. Again, the whole playbook is open here with just under 3 minutes and 2 timeouts. Quarterback, that's a forward pass. It's complete. Breaks 1 tackle and a short gain for Andrew Caples. His second touch.
And again, the Everest defense didn't give up a big play, obviously, there, but they had a lot of pressure on it, and Hudson's not expecting it. You know, that was kind of a last second try to find a receiver and try to get something out of it.
Clock stopped on our official scoreboard across the way, saying the player was out of bounds. 2nd and 6. Got to throw again. Play action to one-on-one coverage. Got a step. Incomplete. And Hudson's just not been able to connect on those.
Yeah, and the receiver had a step on the defender. Pass just a little bit overthrown.
Another play called. Not huddling up.
3rd and 6.
A bunch of 3 up high. To the slot. Too high. Almost intercepted. 4th down.
Yeah, and you can see the linemen throwing their heads back as they're walking towards the sideline. They just can't believe it.
I would think Hudson's got to punt the ball here.
Looks like
you don't want to turn the ball over with 2.5 left in the half. And right now they're keeping the offense on the field.
Quarterback doesn't know what the play is. Coach is still trying to call it. They have to take a timeout.
Yeah, Hudson's going to take one of their timeouts here to think this over. That's the right decision. I think they may come out of this timeout and decide punt. There's 2.5 minutes left. If you fail on 4th down, you give the ball back to your opponent, down 2 scores at the middle of the field. That doesn't make sense. Keep it here before halftime.
Bring up to date on some scores. Last check, Edgar leading 22-0. Weston Rapids at Tom Field, that is 7-all, still in the first half. Assumption leads 19-12. That is a rematch at home, in Rapids against Pittsville. Assumption won that at the very last play, I believe, the first time through. And Regis, if you are keeping track of brackets at home, go ahead, pencil Regis into the second round. They're up 44-0 first half.
Timeout's over, and let's see if the thinking has changed. Now quarterback's still on the field. Boy, I disagree with this, even though I'm watching the game through my green and yellow glasses. Hudson goes on 4th down, rollout, throws over the middle, got a man open, and it's off his hands. As open as you can be, Reese Thompson. That's blown coverage.
Yeah, he was open by 20 yards.
Everest had single-man coverage on the far sideline and on the near sideline, and no one in the middle of the field, and he dropped it.
It just blows my mind. It's unbelievable.
Boy, I mean, you throw that pass in that spot into that blown coverage, that's a touchdown 9 times out of 10, 19 times out of 20. And instead, Hudson turns the ball over. And you're right, Hudson is playing tight and tentative, and the Evergreens have a chance to build on this lead. No timeouts, but a short field and 2:21 to work with. You can still run the ball in this spot, too, and the Evergreens do. 4 yards on 1st down.
You know, this is the 2-7 matchup. Cheering for Everest here to try to pull the upset. In order to get an upset, you always have to have a couple of those plays that just kind of go your way.
Blake Bangston carried and now comes off. And the Evergreens don't have to hurry. 2 minutes left. I think it was the baseball Yogi Berra. Be quick, but don't hurry. That's what the Evergreens have to do here. Can't take a full time in the huddle like you normally would. Officially 1:45, clock's moving, 2nd down, going to pass, protection's good, now flushed out, got to get rid of the ball, and he does. They're going to huddle up here
I don't know
and going to decide if that's going to be intentional grounding or not. I don't think he was out of the tackle box, and there wasn't anyone over there.
The quarterback was outside of the pocket. There is no intentional grounding.
But you know what? Again, I'm looking at the wider hash marks, and that's not what determines where the pocket is. It's where the last offensive lineman is. So maybe this is the right call.
I don't know if it has to get past the line of scrimmage in high school, but, I mean, it's better than the quarterback taking an unnecessary hit, so I think we're okay with it.
3rd down and 5. Need the 45-yard line. 2nd man through. Bangston is not going to get it. No gain.
Hudson should take a timeout.
Church timeout. Hudson, their 3rd and final of the half.
I think the Evergreens are going to punt here. Try and get these final 90 seconds off the clock and then get to the locker room. We'll take a break, too. High school football is brought to you on Zaleski Sports by Clifton Larson Allen. Back after this break.
Many things have changed over the past 50 years, but one thing has remained the same. Bone & Joint's dedication to providing high-quality care, helping people throughout Wisconsin move better with less pain. Whether you need orthopedic, sports medicine, spine, pain management, podiatry, or physical therapy services, you can count on Bone & Joint's experienced providers to lead the way. Call us and make your appointment today. Bone & Joint, keeping lives in motion for over 50 years. Many things.
The Evergreens are in punt formation. Cohen Preby threw on 4th down from punt formation and kept a drive going earlier in the 1st quarter. I bet he's going to punt away here. Yes, indeed. Bouncing kick to the 20. And Hudson, as they've had for most of the night, rotten field position. They'll start at the 15 with 80 ticks left until halftime.
Taking a look at the bracket, who does the winner play? Do you know offhand, Chris?
We will look at the bracket at halftime and break down all of that. If the Evergreens win, they would be on the road. If Hudson wins, they get a home game.
You're very wise.
1st and 10 from the 15 at halftime. The Everest students and fans and parents have been bragging about Hard Knocks, a final Everest Hard Knocks edition at halftime of this game. And the Evergreens are going to have the lead at halftime. Question is by how much? Designed rollout, going to pass. Backside pressure, lofting to one-on-one coverage. Almost offensive pass interference there, incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like the receiver went up and over. I don't know if he pushed off on the receiver as he jumped up, but I think I'm okay with no flag there.
Yeah, I think I agree. Of course, when Dan Ross is calling the games, the Zebras are never wrong.
Yeah, I've gotten in trouble before, Chris. I know when to bite my tongue now.
Twins to either side. Now man across the formation on 2nd and 10. Pass underneath. Got a blocker in front. We'll try and get out of bounds here. No, he is out of bounds on a completion to Ross Yeager.
Really good job by the Everest defenders to stretch that play outside, and use that boundary as an extra defender.
Hudson kind of lives to fight again because they got out of bounds but got only 5 yards. 3rd down and 5 with 1:07 left until halftime. Twins to either side. Now a man again across the formation. Turns back. Roll out to that side. Pressure coming and incomplete. Quarterback absorbed a big hit. Both of these teams are having trouble getting us to all zeros and bringing us to halftime. Everest is going to get the ball back.
Yeah, you can see some of the Hudson players barking at each other, and it's not a good sight right now if you're a Hudson Raider fan.
Yeah, Hudson needs halftime just to regroup. And, in high school football, you can't make a lot of in-game adjustments in high school football. It's not like the NFL or high-level college where just draw up different plays. Hudson just needs this to collect everything. Bouncing, rolling to the 45-yard line. 51 seconds for the Evergreens and no timeouts. Everest has got to feel like they're playing with house money on this possession.
31-yard punt.
We're sponsored tonight by Heartland Farms, a 5th-generation potato and vegetable farm producing many varieties of chipping potatoes. They're farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. The cream of the crop in the potato farming business. Learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm. I like a shot downfield.
Why not?
Fastest player, Flynn Huffman, up high and in single coverage. Boy, I want that matchup. Got to throw. Protection's good. Now breaks down, throwing underneath, incomplete. Again, he's not out of the tackle box there, and there's no one there.
He ran backwards.
And now the white hat throws the yellow flag.
Yeah. So they're going to get together. Again, he's in the tackle box. There's nobody over there.
Right, this is going to be a loss of down and a penalty for intentional grounding. Clearly not out of the tackle box. Had a couple of linemen there, like you were setting up a screen, but all that was missing was the eligible receiver.
Yeah. And with that, they're just going to run a play or two here and just go into halftime with a 9-0 lead, I bet. 2nd and real far. Don't make a mistake.
Intentional grounding. Offense,
yeah, I don't want Hudson to have the ball back if I'm Everest.
Foul. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll be 2nd down.
Again, in high school football, this is a spot foul. So it's 5 yards from where the quarterback was going to be tackled. So this is a huge loss.
Yeah.
The penalty and the play cost the Evergreens 23 yards. Everest is going to hand off and get to halftime. Yeah, quarterback. Both hands on the Duke, young man. Gain of 4, and it will keep the clock moving. I think Hudson's going to take their final timeout.
I think they're out of timeouts. There was a helmet on the field, so they had to stop it.
Yep. Clock winds again. And under the new 40-second timing, I don't think Everest has to snap the ball to get to halftime.
Assumption 19, Pittsville 18. Barn burner, first half.
Boy, this is a spot, I think, where you take a knee and take your 9-0 lead to the locker room. A pitch. Boy, I don't like anything that's risky like that. Boy, oh boy. That is going to do it for the first half. Everest fans should be delighted. The team's got a safety and a touchdown and a 9-0 lead over the number 2 seed Hudson. The Raiders get the ball to start the third quarter. So here in Hudson, the fans will bite their nails a little bit. And on our Zaleski Sports Channel, Everest Hard Knocks at halftime 9-0 on Zaleski Sports.
Zaleski Sports Hard Knocks DC Everest is sponsored by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan, promises kept, plain and simple.
So this play is going to originate from 5 yards further back. Direct snap and in, touchdown. Direct snap. They're going to unpile before we get an indication, touchdown.
What's up, guys? Cameron Sorry here, one of your starting corners for the DC Everest Evergreens. You know, here we are with the team. We just got done with our lift. Blake, how you feeling?
Good, tired.
We got Harlan.
Get it, I'm nice.
Gabe, top kicker. Best kicker in the conference right here. We got Dylan Noondank, one of my lifting partners.
Best safety in the conference.
Best safety in the conference. Miles Paulson, tough D lineman. We got Clay Holman, otherwise known as Mike. What you got to say, Mike?
Nothing.
All right, we just shouted up. Now we got the post lift heel. Dylan, what you got?
Got some Lucky Charms,
Lucky
my
Charms,
juice box.
Playing some retro bowl. So yeah, we're gonna get this down, and then we're gonna go to class. All right, here we are, second hour. We're in Woods class. We got Brett Cass. We got Don't Do Anything again. Mr. Chad Pernsteiner, our teacher. Perny, say hi.
How have you prepared yourself for tonight?
Taking a lot of mental reps.
You get big? Your arms look bigger than normal.
Hit a few curls here and there.
Yeah, how many curls this week total?
Try to get at least 100 in a day, so...
Okay, and who's your shouts out going to?
My shouts out Nate Nemitz. He's the cameraman for the DC football team.
Where's Nate at?
Shouts out Nate Nemitz. We're gonna be in the booth together real warm at the game, but I feel like Wausau West is gonna be feeling extra cold after that L.
Some bums.
They some bums.
Who else we got?
We got a shout out. We're gonna give a shout out to Preston Miller because I feel like they're the best receiver on the team, baby. I'm gonna take that shout out right back because he's not the best receiver on the team, but he's still gonna muss on Wausau West little DBs. Oh yeah. Oh boy. It's gonna be
shout out.
It's gonna be amazing.
Shout out Carson Dobchek, the new captain. Here we are. We're in the house class. We got Matt right here, our starting safety. You guys know him. He's Matt Groshek, and it's on the house.
It's on the house.
Caden Wistrom. And we're about to go to the house. It's snowing out right now, so we got the gloves, the flannel, the hoodie. Back outside now, as you can see. It's snowing. Carson, how you feeling? Cold. Nate, Max. Yes, sir. About to build this house. There it is.
Fire alarm.
And a fire alarm just went off. So.
Alright, here we are at lunch. Marcus.
Yo.
Salad. Got
Talk to me nice.
all the carrots in there.
Okay.
Here we got Shuey.
Lunch is
What you got? Already gone.
Nothing there.
Arlen. He's got goldfish in the salad. Rodney. Come on.
Bro, you're not eating on game
What you
day?
got? What you got? What's that?
I had a pork sandwich.
Pork sandwich.
Oh, no, we got it.
He likes his apples, as you can see. Blake, what do we got? I don't know what he said. All right. Mike, what do we got? A little salad. Pizza.
Fries.
Spicy chicken sandwich. I got my little sandwich here. We're eating good. Here in Media Lit. QB1, Jack. Jack, how you feeling for tonight?
We about to win. We about to put up a dub against West. They terrible. We all like that. We about to learn. Most importantly, academic weapons out here. But
how many tutties tonight?
Three.
Three tutties tonight. All right, so I just got home. Hold up. It is still currently snowing outside. It's not as bad right now as it was before, but right now it's just me here and my dogs. That's Charlie, and that is Hurley. What's up? Come here. And yeah, I'll pick back up with you guys when I'm on my way to the school. All right, I am on the road, headed to the high school right now. It's about 4:10. As you can see, it is snowing. It looks like rain, but it's snow. It's not sticking to the ground, so grass won't have snow on it, but it's just gonna be soaking wet. So I don't know if that's good or bad, or I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Check
Alright, here we are. We're in the locker room now. We got Blake here. We got Flynn Huffin. We got Reese right here. What's up? We got Flynn in the back. Number 1 receiver in the conference. You know it, baby. Yes, sir. Hey, confident today? Yeah, confident for 100 and a tutty. I like that. Jack, Jack, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling like we're gonna get an easy dub tonight. Honestly, Wesley baby food, and you'll see after the game that we're gonna be stomping on them.
Max, how you feeling?
You know, honestly, I'm just trying to beat Western now. I don't care how we do it. I don't care if it's by a point. Just beat West.
I like that. Alright, into the next round. Blake, how you feeling for tonight?
Well, you know, I'm feeling very good.
Good?
Yep. Let's go some tutties tonight.
Go some tutties? I like that. Alright, who else? Thor. Inside linebacker. Sophomore. This kid's crazy.
Yeah.
How you feeling for tonight?
Good. Ready to go?
Ready to go?
Uh-huh.
Cole. Thoughts on West D line? Alright, we're on the bus right now. We're about to head out to Tom Field. I'll check in with y'all after the game. So, let's look at that W.
Welcome to Tom Field in Wausau. Week 9, the regular season of the high school football year comes to an end tonight. Singles to either side. Reinick in the backfield next to Hands as quarterback. Play action. Throws to one-on-one. Receivers got a step. It's caught. And just short of the goal line. And, you know, again, it's a nice pass, but Reinick sets up everything. You have to hold for a moment on the play action. Shotgun, snap is high, throws to the end zone. Again, everyone swarms to Reinick, and it's caught. Landon Parlier on the 3-yard reception. 3-receiver package, 2 up high, 1 down low on 3rd down. Now the receiver down low left early. We're going 5 yards back. Twins to either side. Will they blitz in this spot? Extra pressure's coming, and on the wet turf, Babinski slips. Loses 10 more yards, and the Evergreens are going to have to punt. That back foot came right out from under him. 1st down, and just like that, the ball's in Everest territory, and Wausau West is marching again. Reinick carries, gets a hole, bust to the clear, headed towards the end zone, touchdown. 30-yard touchdown run. And the route is indeed on. So this play is going to originate from 5 yards further back. Direct snap. And in, touchdown. Direct snap. They're going to unpile before we get an indication. Touchdown. From the pistol, 2 receivers down low again. Great protection again. Throwing to one-on-one coverage. Touchdown. No push off there. That's a 22-yard touchdown pass. Everson again. Because it's not an injury timeout, Babinski can stay in. The Evergreens used one of their timeouts, and Babinski on 3rd and forever is flung around like a rag doll again. Back another 12 yards, and Babinski cannot get up off the turf. Compromised on the last play where he was bent over, and now the athletic trainers will have to come out for what could be the end of Babinski's night. This will be a final play. No injuries, guys. And there's Reese Stoll, who adds 5 yards to his stat sheet. And Wausau West played 9 games and won 8 of them. They've beaten the DC Everest Evergreens 40-14.
Alright, we just got back to high school. I showered up and stuff. It's a tough game. We lost 40-14 or 44-14. We didn't play how we normally do, and I think that's something we're gonna have to tackle this week. Is tackling that adversity, and the only way we can go through adversity is head on. So I'm gonna go get some food and go home and get some rest. So thanks for watching.
What's up, guys?
Cameron Sorry here, one of the starting corners for the DC Evergreens. We got Brett Cass. We got Don't Do It Again. Mr. Chad Pernsteiner, our teacher. Bernie, say hi. All right, here we are. We're in the house class. We got Matt right here, our starting safety. You guys know him. He's Matt Groshek, and it's on the house. Caden Wistrom. And we're about to go to the house. It's snowing out right now, so we got the gloves, the flannel, the hoodie. Right now it's just me here and my dogs. That's Charlie, and that is Hurley. What's up?
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
Halftime at Hudson, and we're halfway to what could be a big upset. Evergreens leading the Raiders 9-0. Chris Conley, Dan Ross, and Jason Zaleski for Level 1 playoff action. Let's recap our first half scoring. And then during halftime, Dan's been gathering in all the other scores from our area, so stand by for that. Evergreens went up 2-0, sacking Hudson's quarterback Jake Bussin in the end zone. Arlen Sangster with the sack, 2-0 Evergreens. The Evergreens got the short field and got down to the red zone. In fact, they got down to the 3-yard line, went on 4th down and were stopped, so no additional points. But the next trip down to the red zone, they scored. 6-yard touchdown run by Reese Stoll, 5:47 to play in the second quarter, making it 9-0. Now, I'll tell you this. The Evergreens have played a little bit over their head, and that's great. You have to spring the upset. But Hudson has not played well in the first half, and it's an important halftime because the mission for the Hudson coaching staff is to settle things back down, get the team to play to its ability, because that was a bad first half of football for the Raiders.
Yeah, we talked a little bit off camera, and you made a really good point that this first possession, Hudson's going to get the ball. This first possession is really going to set the tone for the rest of the game, I think.
Oh, I think this first possession is going to tell me everything I need to know about the rest of the night. If Hudson takes this ball downfield and gets points, well, then game on. Then it's 9-7, and maybe the better team proves out over time. But if Hudson doesn't do anything with the ball and gives it back to Everest and squanders this first possession of the second half, I mean, they're in the same deep water that they were when they went to the locker room, and maybe the upset's brewing. Look, there's pressure on Hudson's defense right now. They can't give up more points. The Evergreens score again. What's the likelihood of a 16 or a 17-0 comeback? Hudson can't allow more points in this spot. Let's go and check some of our other scores. And by the way, a reminder, we've checked our brackets. The winner of this game will play the winner of Chippewa Falls and Appleton North. Evergreens played Appleton North back in week 2. That was a 1-score loss. The Evergreens would love another crack at the Cardinals. Appleton North, the Evergreens had a couple of season-ending losses in the playoffs in Level 1 in past, going over to the Fox Valley. Before we kick off for the second half, let's go through some of our Level 1 scores from around the region.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. So, taking a look at this particular bracket of 8 teams, right? Because the winner of this game, like you said, does play the winner of Appleton North, Chippewa Falls. Chippewa Falls is the 3 seed. The 6 seed, Appleton North. Appleton North leads at Chippewa Falls 3-0. That game's at the half. On the other half of the bracket, you have the 1-8 matchup. That's Bayport, big-time school. They're up 1 touchdown over De Pere at the half. De Pere keeping that very close. The 4-5 matchup, the winner of the Bayport game will play the winner of West Rapids. That's from Tom Field. West and Rapids tied at the half, 14 apiece. So not a lot of separation between the teams in this bracket. Everest actually has the biggest lead out of all 4 games.
Yeah, this would be a headline-making upset. I mean, people that go online or check their newspapers or check their websites or what have you. Our Zaleski feed tomorrow morning, a lot of people will be saying, what the heck happened there? And they'll see what we've been describing tonight.
Yeah. So some other scores in the area. Some can be found on the Zaleski Sports Network, including Stratford rolling at home 48-0 over Cumberland. Marshfield up 14-0 at home against Pulaski. Edgar taking on Turtle Lake, 22-0. Wildcats still lead. That one's at the half. Regis all over Pacelli, 51-0. That's running clock in the second half. Assumption, 1-point lead at home against Pittsfield, 19-18. Pittsfield with a chance to take the lead right before the half, and they failed on their conversion. So Assumption still has a 1-point lead. Other scores in the area, Colby 35, Gale Ettrick Trempealeau 0. Colby got pushed to Division 5 begrudgingly. They barely made the cut line, missed the cut line to stay in Division 5. They're off to a good start. Medford 22, Lakeland 6. Rice Lake 46, Merrill 0. West Salem 42, the Aropaka Comets nothing. That's going to be a running clock in the second half. And the other game that we have, Auburndale at home playing Fall Creek. They're up 19-6. So the Marywood teams are doing very well. Actually, a lot of our area teams are looking pretty good here in the first half of these games.
A lot of level 1 football tonight on Zaleski Sports. And you know what? The audience is going to shift over to this game to see if the Evergreens can pull off the upset. Second half football is brought to you by White Lake Properties. Looking for hunting or recreational property? Call Brian Resch with Whitetail Properties. 715-213-4468. 715-213-4468. Teams are back on the field. The Evergreens will be kicking off to Hudson. We're in that 1-minute warm-up period after the teams come out of the locker room. You know, one of the challenges for the Hudson coaching staff is just, can they settle their team down? I mean, we've seen as they've struggled to move the ball, Hudson has only 3 completed passes in the first half. Hudson has not really been able to move the ball. Hudson has drops in one-on-one coverage. In fact, one that would have been a touchdown over the middle where the Evergreens had blown coverage. The receiver just couldn't haul the ball in. Hudson's got to just get that bad taste out of their mouth from the first half. Personal note here, I came over on the Everest team bus, which is great because normally I'm up doing the morning news on the radio, and there's no nap today. So I'm glad to have someone else do the driving. I'm just telling you this. Personal point of information, the bus ride home is going to be epic if the Evergreens pull this upset off.
And if they win, you're going to be on the bus again next week, whether that's to Appleton or Chippewa Falls, if Everest wins, of course. Probably a textbook first half, looking back at it, if you're the Everest coaching staff. It's really hard to be upset about anything that happened. Some blown coverage there on the drop touchdown, probably touchdown that Hudson had, but man, there's not a whole lot to complain about.
Yeah, doing this with the backup quarterback Reese Stoll, the Evergreens, let's see, have won the field possession battle for sure. The Evergreens have gotten just enough from their running game that's allowed them to control the clock. The Evergreens have had some long possessions. Some of them didn't result in points, but still you keep a passing and high-powered offense over on the bench when you control the ball. Ross Yeager, the last time he received a kickoff, busted a big return. And he's back to receive.
Yeah,
Can Hudson get itself righted? That's the question as we start the third quarter. Gabe Golbach, big kick. Big leg, no wind tonight. He's going to try and put this right through the back of the end zone if he can. Two quarters to upset. Bounces and taken at the 1-yard line. And Everest wins the special team battle. Didn't get back to the 20.
Number 18, Tyler Lassard with the return for the Raiders.
So that kind of follows the script of the first half too. Hudson with poor field position. Spot the ball at the 17.
I am sure that the coaching staff of Hudson had some maybe choice words with the team.
You know what? If I'm Hudson, how do you feel about some kind of trick play? Flea flicker, halfback option, something to just try and get the vibe moved over to positive. Twins to either side for Jake Busson. Man across. Busson will keep it himself. And he's swallowed up. Again, the Evergreens defense stayed at home. A yard or two, 2nd and 8.
Keeper by number 2, Jake Busson. Tackle by number 35.
It really seems like the way that this game started, that Hudson knew that they had opportunities to get chunk yards in the passing game, and they kind of went away from that.
That Hudson receiver up high who's in the slot didn't know the play. He was kind of wandering around aimlessly. The play rolls out to the other side. Throwing to one-on-one coverage, up and caught. Underthrown, and the Everest defensive back was behind that play. Well, there is a chunk for Hudson out to the 45-yard line.
That was a really good play by the Hudson quarterback, able to roll all the way to his left. He ran a good 20 yards and able to put that on a dime. A little underthrown, but throw it to where his receiver could catch it.
Yeah, we saw that in pregame. Jake Busson's got a big arm, and sometimes he kind of flicks the ball. Sometimes it almost looks like he's throwing off his back foot and still is able to move the ball downfield. Option here, pitch. Out of bounds, just 2 or 3 yards. That's Andrew Caples. 2nd and 8.
Everest doing a really good job containing the run game.
Two receivers to the wide side. Quarterback's going to throw. Has good protection over the middle. Wow, off the hands of the receiver again. That's Riley Anderson. Second drop. Had dropped one in the first half, too. You know, again, Busson he's got one-on-one coverage. He's got to lead his receiver towards the center of the field. The ball is in the right place. That needed to be caught.
Yeah, good coverage, though. It's not an easy catch, necessarily. Like, I probably couldn't catch it, Chris.
Right, no, that's tight one-on-one coverage.
Yeah.
3rd down. Need the 45-yard line across midfield. Long count. Snaps a little high. Pressure's coming. Got him. The Evergreens dial up blitz, and it gets home. Carson Dowczyk.
It looked like Hudson had the right call, had him rolling out the other way, but the backside blitz, like you said, eventually got to him.
Flung backwards for a loss of 8, so Hudson picks up 1 first down and has to punt. And a whistle. I think Hudson's offside here.
Water.
Charge timeout.
Timeout.
DC Everest. Their first of the half.
You know, the Everest coaches who are down at the far end of the press box, you could hear them yelling that one of the Hudson men was not covered there, and that's why they're taking this timeout. Why don't we take one, too? This is high school football on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
At Express Employment Professionals, we place people from all walks of life in all kinds of jobs.
Hi, welcome to Express. Please sign in and have a seat.
Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks.
We're back on Zaleski Sports. Chris Conley, Dan Ross, Jason Zaleski. Hudson's got a punt on 4th and 18. And boy, when the Evergreens get this ball, there will be pressure on the Hudson defense that just cannot allow points. Fair catch called for, and I think that no one touched that. You know what? The Evergreens playing that as a muff. And you know what? The officials are indicating that that was a muff, and the Evergreens are on top of that all the way back at the 15-yard line. So that was a live ball on the muffed fair catch.
Averted disaster. Couple times tonight.
Yeah, boy. So, 85 yards of real estate in front of Reese Stoll.
If I'm Everest, I'm not changing a whole lot offensively. Hudson has not shown that they can stop the offense for Everest yet.
Stoll will be under center. Bankston brothers behind him. First man through. You know, again, the Everest offensive line gets enough of a push. That's 4 or 5 yards.
Yep.
Number 27, Blake Bankson with the carry. Tackle by number 41.
Second down and 5.
Yep, focus on getting first downs.
Yeah, you know what? If Hudson's going to give up yardage between the tackles like that, I'm running the ball again. All kinds of good things happen from that. You'll get a third and manageable if you win the line of scrimmage again. Keep that clock running, keep the Hudson offense off the field. You bet, on the ground again, and Hudson wins this.
It's the second or third time that the same play came from that formation. I wonder if they're setting that up for something later.
Caden Bankston, back 2.
So 3rd and long now. Just don't make a mistake. Don't turn it over deep in your own territory. First down would be great.
There's only 1 turnover in the first half. Hudson fumbled. Evergreens recovered. It did not lead to points. The Evergreens have not turned over the ball tonight, with their backup quarterback at the controls. Need the 26-yard line. Pressure. Looked like they had the screen. That's incomplete. You know what? He was hit as he was throwing that ball. I don't think that should be an intentional grounding call.
They're saying that this is on Everest, looks like.
I disagree if that's going to be an intentional grounding call. He's out of the tackle box and he's throwing backwards.
There was a backwards pass that went out of bounds at the 4-yard line. It'll be 4th down.
So the Evergreens are going to be assessed the lost yardage, and they're going to have to punt from deep in their own end.
So they didn't throw a flag. He threw his baggie down to show that it was a fumble.
Gotcha. That's right, and that's the right call. That was not a forward pass.
You're right.
So the ball goes out of bounds there.
Chris Conley, the voice of the DC Everest Evergreens, on top of it.
Cohen Preby from near his own end line gets it out. Fair catch at the 38-yard line. Hudson gets a short field. You know, I think it's fair to say if Everest is going to win this, they're going to need more than the 9 points that they have now. 9 is probably not going to do it. I mean, Hudson, if they can take advantage of the good field position, which they haven't had a lot of tonight, sure gets themselves right back in the ball game right here.
Might need a touchdown from an unexpected source like a special teams or defensive maybe.
4-receiver package, twins to either side. Pass goes underneath. It's complete. It's a gain of 7 yards.
Now, that's the kind of offense that we would expect from Hudson, right? Quick outs, throw to the sideline.
Right. Ross Yeager's the receiver.
Looked like he might have had a linebacker on him. Like, that's what Hudson has to do.
Again, Hudson looks a little disorganized with where everyone's got to be. Is personnel lined up correctly? Boston to pass again. Throws to the one-on-one coverage. The Evergreen. Yeah, that's short and incidental contact. Thought for a while Matt Nielsen, the Everest defender, had a better chance of making a play on that ball.
Yeah, I think that flag would have thrown if the ball was more towards the pylon where the receiver could actually go for it. But throwing it on the inside, there was no chance for either to get it.
Right, you needed a back shoulder pass there.
Yeah.
And that's not where the ball was delivered. Hudson probably goes on 4th down. This is 3rd and 3. Design rollout. While one of the Everest players was cut down there. That's caught, got a foot down. That's a good catch. There was a cut block on one of the Everest rushers, caught him down low and took his legs out from under him. Nathan Michaels got the foot down, so I'm not sure about the line play, but I know that the pass and catch, well executed.
You just feel a little bit of momentum shift right now.
No huddle. 3 receivers up high. Man across, rollout. Quarterback throws to one-on-one jump ball, and they'll call pass interference.
That's a really well thrown ball.
They're going to say that the Everest defensive back in one-on-one coverage got there early. Now, pass interference in high school football is not a spot foul. We're going to go half the distance to the goal. Yep.
First down.
Still first down. Just going to be first and...
Yeah, ball moves into the red zone, and we're going to spot the ball just inside the 10 at the 9-yard line.
So should that have been an automatic first down? It shouldn't have been, right? It should be like first and 2, first and... That's interesting.
Design rollout. Quarterback keeps it, cuts back towards the middle. Inside the 5, down to the 2. Jake Busson calls his own number.
It's Jake Busson on the keeper. Number 77, Miles Paulson on the tackle.
Late defensive substitution for Everest. Busson's up to the line of scrimmage. No huddle. 2 receivers high. 1 low on second down. Man across, handoff, touchdown. That was too easy. Everest defense kind of moved, wondering if there'd be a jet sweep. And instead, Hudson is finally on the scoreboard.
Justin Roby with the carry.
Justin Roby. A short field. But Hudson finally does something they haven't done all evening. They're in the end zone. Extra point try. It's a botched snap. Ball is loose. Heaved towards the end zone. The kick has failed.
That makes this interesting.
9-6.
Yeah, that snap looked like about 4-hop to the holder.
So Hudson gets a touchdown, but still kind of seems out of sorts. Evergreens get the ball back and was now a 1-score game instead of 2 when we come right back. This is high school playoff football on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
Did you know you can start your 4-year degree locally and get the same college experience closer to home? From the moment you step onto our campus, we'll be there for you, supporting your dreams, saving you money, and giving you a well-rounded academic and social experience with student housing, clubs, sports, and leadership opportunities. With NTC's liberal arts transfer degree, you can start here and go anywhere, including guaranteed transfer to UW-Madison, North Central Technical College. Transferability made easy.
So Hudson scores but botches the extra point, 9-6. And for the first time in a while, it just feels like there's a little pressure now that shifts back to the Everest offense, that they've got to do something now. The kick is bobbled, and the Evergreens will have a long field again. So subtly, in this second half, Hudson's been winning the field position battle.
Yeah, and a couple of kind of shaky plays by Everest on special teams the last couple times.
Football tonight's brought to you by Spectrum Benefit Solutions, offices throughout central Wisconsin. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider, health, dental, accident, and life insurance. They work with hundreds of clients of all sizes to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook to get started. On first down, bouncing off the pile, trying to get a block, trying to get a corner, and a penalty flag is coming in. I think this is coming back.
You can see an instant replay here. Looks like right in the near side, number 17, the blindside block. You can't block towards your own end zone. That's what happened. And it sprung him for 10, 15 yards.
It's from the spot of the foul. So we'll move back to the 10-yard line and play this as 1st and 17.
What was the updated assumption? 28-18? They got 9 points somehow. That's interesting.
Tell you this, the Evergreens, yeah, you have the ball, but this is a dangerous spot. You don't manage to pick up this first down. It's first down, 16 or 17 yards here. But boy, you'd give Hudson back with them having momentum. Pass out to the flat. Penalty marker is down again, and this play goes for a loss.
For a second, it looked like it was maybe like a trick play where it was a backward pass, like a double pass or something.
Holding on Everest would be half the distance to the goal line, or, I mean, the play went backwards for 2 yards. Maybe you decline this penalty. Bring up second down.
Definitely would.
Holding. Offense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is second down.
You don't see the double pass a whole lot, especially in high school, where you throw it backwards, then you can throw it forward.
That close to the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a brave call, that's for sure.
Everest has to weather what kind of feels like a change in momentum right now. Second down. Everest needs to get all the way to the 26-yard line. Don't want to be too cute in this part of the field. Reese Stoll calls his own number. He's brought down from behind.
Hudson
2 yards.
says the ball's
Hudson
out.
believes the ball came out. You know what? They're unpiling like they want to see who's got the football. No indication yet.
Nope, they're just keeping
Everest ball.
Yep.
Down by contact? Sure.
So some self-imposed wounds here for Everest is push the ball back inside the 10 again. And if they don't get a first down here, it's going to be great field position once again for Hudson.
The Evergreens have had the ball twice in the second half, and neither possession's been good. Can Reese Stoll come up with some third and long magic? Throws to one-on-one coverage. He's got a step, and it's caught! 3rd and 15, no problem. Preston Miller.
It's not bad for the backup. That ball was right where it needed to be.
Stoll had one big reception that got the Evergreens into the end zone in the first half, and that, at this point in the game, is just as big. And you're right, perfectly delivered ball. When we see a thing of beauty, we like to see them again.
That's
Bingo.
Right.
Keeps the Everest drive alive, kind of flips the field in this spot, gets you back to the ground game. Hudson's been better at getting stops from behind. That's Caden Bangston, who barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, looking back at that pass play, you really wonder how you can just put one guy on the outside receiver like that when it's third and so long.
And they didn't send blitz there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the quarterback had some time to throw and had the one-on-one coverage. And Preston Miller's been the Evergreen's most productive receiver all year. Flynn Huffman is faster, but Miller's got the clutch catches for the season. 2nd and 10. Pitch here, Bangston. Strung out. No gain. So suddenly the Everest running game is not as productive. 3rd and 9. Converted on the last 3rd down, and it was longer than this, so why not? Got to get across midfield and down to the 47-yard line in Raiders territory.
Again, Everest taking their time. Already almost 4 minutes left in third quarter.
3 receivers. That's Miller, the single, up high. Snap is bobbled. We've got a whistle. The play is blown dead.
Full start, I think.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? That's almost better than having your quarterback have to pick that up off the turf and just fling the ball somewhere.
Illegal snap. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I tell you what, the mic'd up officials, this is nice. Usually we're trying to interpret what's going on from the field and usually getting it wrong.
At some of the newer facilities, and this place still has the new field smell about it, the mic'd up ref or the wireless mic, that is a nice improvement to the game. 3rd and 14 now, a bunch of 3 down low. Throw over the middle, too high. Looking for Pearson McDonald, first time he's been targeted.
Nope, but if you're Everest, you flip the field, you have a chance to have your defense dig in.
Hudson has played better in the 3rd quarter. They've had momentum since halftime, but the Evergreens still have the lead, and that's a high snap and a line drive punt. Evergreens get a friendly roll.
Yeah, I would say.
On a punt that I think was in the air for just 10 yards. Out of bounds at the 25.
.351 left to play in the third quarter.
It's only been one touchdown in the second half. Justin Roby's 3-yard touchdown run and then the missed extra point.
Pulaski has cut into the Marshfield Tigers lead. It's down to 8, 21-13. We expected that to be a close game.
The Tigers have played so well during the regular season that they're expecting to go deep in the playoffs.
Conference champion, co-champion.
Pressure coming, took a big hit, and no flag. That ball was not well thrown. Quarterback had to get rid of it. And slow getting up is Jake Busson.
Looked like he got hit as he threw it.
Yep.
Good pressure right up the middle.
Right, there was just a little bit off that ball, and that tells me that the quarterback may have been absorbing contact at the moment of release. 2nd and 10.
But again, just like you said, Everest had man coverage downfield, and for the most part, secondary is held up.
Man across the formation. It's 3 down low, pass underneath. Got some blocking, and close to a first down, short by a yard or 2. That downfield block allowed this to become a very close. Another play called on 3rd and 1.
Yeah, pretty good spot.
The Evergreens defense is not set. And the Evergreens are going to give them the first down by jumping into the neutral zone.
Before the snap, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty.
It's Brady Koch who is in. Walk off the 5 yards. It's a first down.
Mr. Zaleski just gave us an update. Rice Lake is cruising. River Falls. I have Rice Lake written down here for another score.
32-7 over.
1st and 10. Slung out underneath. One-on-one coverage, short gain. Riley Anderson. Second catch since halftime, but only 4 yards.
I think a lot of people at home watching don't understand how far of a throw that is for a 3-yard gain. Across the field?
Yep.
About a 30-yard throw to get 3 yards.
Option, pitch, bobbled for a moment, and a first down. Andrew Kaplis, right to midfield.
We talked a little bit tonight about the up-tempo offense of the Hudson Raiders, and when it's not going well, you're not on the field much, but right now they have DC Everest on their heels.
Agreed.
No breaks.
The Everest defense has been struggling in this third quarter. Bobbled, quarterback's got it, throws to one-on-one coverage, and he had a man in the center of the field who was all alone.
Yeah, he's got his hands on his head.
Right, it's the bobble that didn't allow Jake Busson the time to look around. If he handles that cleanly and can really go through his progressions, he'd find that he had a man all alone in the middle. Instead, he threw out to one-on-one coverage, and it was a bad pass. 2nd and 10.
And some of that could be that Everest has gotten to the quarterback a couple times. Start to hear footsteps.
Everest looks like they're sending extra pressure here. And they are. In the quarterback's face, it's a screen that's had to be rushed and goes over the receiver's head. The screen is the right call when you're sending the extra pressure. Just the throw was rushed and wasn't well delivered. 3rd and 10.
Looked like Everest covered it pretty well, though. The linebacker on this side was all over the receiver.
This is a big spot for the Everest defense. Hudson would probably punt if the Evergreens get a stop here. Pressure coming. Quarterback steps up. He's dragged down. 4th and long coming up.
You got to punt this, right?
Carson Davchek, and the only thing that worries me is Davchek, and the quarterback's hurt. Quarterback is limping off the field here. Jake Busson is putting no weight on his left ankle. Davchek with the sack. Quarterback's going to go right over to the trainer's table, and Hudson's going to punt.
Yeah, on the replay, it looked like ankle just got rolled up during the tackle.
Hudson's indeed punting this away. It's partially blocked. up into the air and out of bounds. Evergreens are going to get the ball near midfield. That's the second time that an Everest player on special teams has gotten a hand on a punt.
Looks like they're going to take over.
Right at the 50.
Yeah, I mean, that went negative 2 yards.
You know what, Everest offense? You want to win this game right now? Take this short field and put points on the board. Tell me that would not be a moment, a victorious moment, if the Evergreens, I mean, look, there's still a quarter of football to play and 2:28 here in the third, but this is the opportunity that the Evergreens have been playing for in the second half. Here it is. Opportunity knocks. Will someone answer the door? 2.5 up the middle for Blake Bankston.
Number 2, Caden Bankston on the
Again, I'm trying to look at the quarterback, Jake Busson, over on the other end. He is not on the trainer's table right now, but Busson came off. Yeah, he's on the ground right over there, and the trainer's looking at him. Not on the table, but on the turf on the Hudson sideline.
There's no dreaded blue tent.
2nd down and 8. Handoff. 1st down yardage or close to it. Going to mark him a little bit short. Caden Bankston for 7. 3rd and 1. I understand in the NFL that, yes, sometimes you're checking out a player, but I understand sometimes the blue tent is also used as a porta potty for those who can't get it all the way to the locker room.
Yeah,
right.
Metcalf rides the cart.
3rd and 1. Bankston brothers behind Reese Stoll. Got a man in the slot here, too. Going to hand off, 1st down.
Yeah, good blocking.
The ball came out, and Hudson has it.
That's a punt on the Raiders' ball.
So the Evergreens opportunity turns into nothing.
That's unfortunate.
Number 17, Will McDonald.
Hudson sending out another quarterback. Well, let's see. Does Jake Busson come out onto the field here?
So in warm-ups, looking at both quarterbacks, they both looked real sharp. I don't think there's going to be a big drop-off if it is indeed another quarterback coming in.
Kellen Grossenbacher is the other senior. And it's Rylan Schultz, sophomore, comes on. So both teams now are down to their number 2s. Late 3rd quarter, and the Evergreens have just turned the ball over for the first time. Quarterback pitch. Evergreens have a man there. That went for a loss. -1. And you can just tell with the number 2 who doesn't get all the reps in practice, that play was out of sorts.
Yeah, it looked like the pitch, a pretty good idea, but the pitch was kind of thrown on an arc instead of pitching it out there.
Pitchman was out of position. The pitch wasn't well delivered. 2nd and 11.
Yeah, not crisp.
And do you want your number 2 to throw the ball downfield? That question's going to be answered now. Backside pursuit, flinging, almost intercepted. Timing on that pass was off, too. Looking for that receiver who's dragging across towards the sideline. Pass was way out in front of it.
Yeah.
3rd and 11.
Throwing it on the move instead of being in the pocket and throwing a nice pass. Just a high difficulty play.
Do the Evergreens send blitz
to
challenge? I sure would.
Yeah, I would too.
The box is loaded up right now. So there is one-on-one coverage. Pass snaps down low, coming. Bobbled, dropped. That's going to be ruled a catch and a fumble. The Evergreens have it.
I am surprised.
Usually that's I'm not sure if he secured the ball or not. The Evergreens may be getting a break here. And you know what? If you want to pull this upset, you need a break or two. That may be that spot.
Let's take a look.
Again, he's got to secure the ball and make the football move. I'm not sure if that happened here. Borderline.
It's tough.
Judgment call.
We'll take it, though.
So a turnover for the Evergreens does not hurt them. They get the ball back on a catch and a fumble. Under a minute to play, 3rd quarter. Handoff. Forward, push, 6 or 7 yards. Actually, going to say that back knee is down. They're spotting this for a gain of 4.5.
I think that's going to do it for the third quarter.
So the upset possibilities are still in play. We'll go to quarter number 4. The Evergreens have the ball in Hudson territory and a 9-6 lead. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, nasonvilledairy.com.
Winter's coming fast, which means it's time to hit the trails. Bill's Service Center has all things you need to stay warm and dry on the trails this winter. With a full selection of jackets, bibs, helmets, boots, casual wear. And don't forget that Bill's is your chainsaw safety gear headquarters. Bill's Service Center is your one-stop connection for all your cold weather riding gear.
Don't freeze your jingle bells off. Get your cold weather riding gear at Bill's Service Center. Bill's Service Center, where the adventure begins.
Welcome back here where the fourth quarter awaits. The Evergreens have a 2nd and 6 and a 9-6 lead. We know that some of the attention in our Zaleski Sports channels may be shifting towards the Marshfield game because they're late in the fourth quarter. First play of quarter number 4 here. Reese Stoll, handoff. Forward but short of the first down. He's bent back. Third down's coming up. Blake Bankston.
There's a timeout in Marshfield. Pulaski, 4th and goal. Last play of the game coming up. They need a touchdown and 2 points to tie.
So that's an 8-point Tiger lead, trying to escape at home. All right, our fickle audience, go ahead. Check out your Marshfield buddies and then come back here. This is a big third down for the Evergreens. They need the 35-yard line. Singles to either side. Preston Miller's the receiver down low. Good protection. Throwing over the middle. It's high and it's intercepted. So the teams are trading turnovers now. The Evergreens still have to get this defensive back on the ground, and they do.
And we just saw the quarterback running back and forth on the sideline, testing the ankle. Looks like he's coming back in.
So the Evergreens have not been able to slam the door shut.
You know, third down, I like that, right? I mean, that's
I don't mind
essentially
taking
a punt, right?
Yeah, I don't mind taking the chance and throwing downfield. No problem with that. That was just a poorly thrown ball that was way too tall.
You see he's back in.
Bussin back. We could have a couple of lead changes in the fourth quarter. I mean, if Hudson scores here, there's lots of time for the Evergreens to do something. Underneath. 7 yards on first down.
Looks like the Marshfield Tigers hold on.
Congratulations to the Tigers. One of the other Valley Football Association teams will go out tonight, either West or
18 must leave the game
Rapids.
for one play.
Number 18 shaken up for Hudson.
That's Tyler Lassard. Sophomore wide receiver. You got to be good to be a sophomore and be playing varsity football for Hudson. This is a big program. 2nd and 3. Bussin, design rollout. Pitch back. There's some blocking there. And strung out and did not get the first down. Ross Yeager. Yeager was waiting for a block that the Everest defensive end kind of fall through and 3rd and a yard.
Again, Everest stretching that play towards that sideline.
Hudson has not had the lead in this game. Down 2-0, down 9-0, and trailing 9-6 now. Everybody's in tight. The box is full. Quarterback's going to throw. Will take a one-on-one shot. Arcing ball, underthrown and dropped. It's 4th down and a yard. Does Hudson dare go for this? They've got to think that they're good enough to get a yard here. But if they fail, the Evergreens get the ball in their territory. Hudson's keeping the offense on the field.
It's a big moment.
Boy, and I would kick here. I mean, if you turn the ball over here and you don't get this 1 yard,
Everest timeout.
Your season could blow up right here. Evergreens take a timeout. 4th and 1, a critical moment coming up. This is high school playoff football on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Hudson shows no indication whatsoever that they are going to punt the ball here. Quarterback Jake Busson will lead the offense right up to the line of scrimmage on 4th and 1. And he'll start from the pistol. So on 4th and 1, the play will originate from 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Almost, he's hit. It goes up in the air, and it is knocked away. They're going to call pass interference. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Hudson is going to get bailed out in this spot. And you know what? The officials have to huddle up because if his arm is hit or the ball is tipped, that's a live ball.
Defense.
Yeah, I'd like to see them at least huddle up and see if the ball was hit when it went straight up in the air.
No, it's not a spot penalty. It's 15 yards.
That's too big a play to not make sure that everyone saw that the same way. The quarterback was hit as he delivered that ball and was thrown straight up into the air. Hudson picks up 4th down and 1 via penalty.
It didn't look any different on replay, Chris.
And the Evergreens will have to overcome. Quarterback keeps it on the bad ankle. Hard hit, 5 yards for Jake Busson.
Jake Busson on the carry.
Boy, the Evergreens send 4th down pressure. I'm not sure I like the pass on 4th and 1 either.
It's surprising.
And a kind of weird pass interference penalty keeps the drive going. Got a throw on 2nd down underneath. That's complete. Close to a 1st down. I think he's got it. Right at the 40-yard line, which is the yard to gain.
22 Rosslinger with the reception.
9:21 left in the game.
You know, it's hard to tell where this game's going to go. We talked a little bit about kickers earlier. Hudson kickers definitely good from 40 in.
Hudson's thinking touchdown in the lead for sure. Misdirection up the middle, 7 or 8 yards. Justin Roby carries.
Carry by number 10, Justin Roby.
Got to say that his back knee was down with a gain of 6.
Yeah, we're seeing Hudson imposing their will here in the second half a little bit more.
Same play again. Block downfield, touchdown, lead change. Roby is in the end zone on a 34-yard touchdown run.
Number 10, Justin Roby with the carry.
Roby got good downfield blocking to spring him. 8:51, a lot of time left, and the Evergreens will still be heard from before the game is over. 12-9 now with a PAT try coming. They missed their earlier point-after attempt. This snap is true, and the kick is good. Our new score, Raiders 13, Evergreens 9. Everest gets the ball back when we come back. You're watching high school playoff football on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi,
this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970, in 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love Home Furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
In some ways, the story of this game is simple. The Evergreens own the first half, and Hudson has owned the second half. So let's see if the Evergreens can create a momentum change. 13-9, Hudson's on top for the first time tonight. No time like now for a big return. Take it across the 15-20, got a block. There's room on the near side to the 27-yard line. The Evergreens will start there. Brought out by Pearson McDonald.
So if you're the Everest coaching staff, how do you attack this defense?
Well, first of all, you can't make mistakes. 2 turnovers in the second half. And what have the turnovers done? They've taken away opportunities for the Evergreens to put more points on the board. I mean, Everest had the ball down at the Hudson 35-yard line. That's a chance where you can go up again and reestablish control. Back to the ground game, I think. First man through, and the Everest offensive line pushes forward 5 yards. Maybe 6.
Hudson thinks the ball's out again.
Ruling on the
field is down by contact, yeah.
Got to hold on to the ball.
Sure.
Don't put that in the officials' hands.
Foundation Finance Company sponsors today's football. Now's your chance to work with a company that understands growth. Foundation Finance has grown every year since 2012 with great full and part-time positions. First down for the Evergreens, Blake Bangston. 11 yards and moves the chains. Start a job making the money you need with flexible scheduling, a close-knit, fun-loving group, and full-time benefits that start from day one. Learn more at foundationfinance.com. That's foundationfinance.com. We thank all of our playoff game day sponsors. Bring all of this Zaleski sports coverage to you. I mean, already this drive looks like it's a promising start. How will the Evergreens respond, trailing for the first time all game? And 2 positive running plays. Staying with what works. Caden Bangston pushing forward again for 9 more yards on first down. Suddenly, the Everest offensive line is asserting itself.
Welcome, new viewers. If this is your first time watching Zaleski Sports, welcome.
Everest has another play called, so they're right up to the line of scrimmage. Chris Conley, Dan Ross, Jason Zaleski. The Evergreens had a 9-0 lead. This ball is a forward, but a penalty marker.
Yeah, a fumbled or bobbled handoff as well.
Boy, if this is a hold, holds are drive-killing plays in high school football.
Looks like it's on Hudson.
It's going to be against Hudson, a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask.
Of the 15-yard variety. So the Evergreens are bang, bang in business.
Correction, it is a 5-yard face mask penalty. 5 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Moves the ball to the 31-yard line. Everything this drive has been on the ground. The question is, can the Evergreens finish? Not turn the ball over. And if Hudson keeps loading the box, do you take a pass downfield?
Don't think you have
Caden Bangston, 10 more yards, 11, first down.
Stack the box all you want.
Right. Hudson's going to need more people in tight, and will the Evergreens take a chance one-on-one on the outside? I'm going to make the Raiders show me they can stop the run first, because the yardage has suddenly been coming in chunks on this ground. And boy, this will be frustrating for Hudson. They finally take a lead and are in danger of giving it right back. We're at the midway point of the fourth quarter. That play's kind of submarine, but it still gets 3 yards. Blake Bangston's carry. This is 4-down territory for the Evergreens. In a 4-point game, the field goal doesn't do you any good. Need the touchdown here. Even though the first down game was a little disappointing, I stay with what brought me to the dance. I'm handing off here again. Fumble! Covered up by Reese Stoll.
You know, we talked about Hudson being tight. I think that's where Everest is right now.
Yep. Loss of 2, 3rd and 8.
You know, but if you're the Everest players and the Everest coaching staff, if someone told you that you're driving the ball deep in Hudson territory to take the lead with 5 minutes left,
you'd be delighted to be in this spot. Oh my, would you? I mean, when kids play football in the backyard, this is what they imagine. Late fourth quarter, we've got the ball. We're down by a couple of points. 2 chances here to get the 8 yards that are needed. Everest got to move the ball down to the 10. Design rollout. There's backside pressure. Pass caught. First down, Evergreens. That was not a particularly well-thrown ball either. Preston Miller reaches out and grabs it.
That's a big-time catch.
If I'm the Evergreens, I go back to the run game because I want to take some time off this clock. If you score here, Hudson has all the time in the world to try and march down the field and take the lead back.
And not a well-thrown ball, but kind of a back shoulder spinning catch.
Good receiver makes the quarterback look good, doesn't he? 1st and goal from the 4. The Evergreens trying to retake the lead. Handoff close to the goal line. No signal yet at the 1. Blake Bangston.
Man, if you're Hudson, you kind of just want that runner to get in. Tick, tick, tick.
Right, the Evergreens can bring the clock down to close to 4 minutes before they snap this ball. And again, 4 minutes in this game, with how quickly Hudson calls plays and moves, is an eternity to give the Raiders to work with. First order of business, though, is to try and get this lead back. It is 2nd and goal from the 1. Stoll under center. Handoff. Caden Bangston. He is in, I think.
They did not call
We're
it.
going to unpile first. Boy, it looked like the surge brought him into the end zone. They'll mark him inside the 1-yard line. More time comes off the clock.
There's no way that you pass this ball. You get the half yard.
It's 3rd down and inside the 1. I'm running here, and if necessary, I'm running on 4th down too.
Just
this is close.
Let the quarterback take it.
Yeah, quarterback
Straight
keeper
in.
works just fine, I think. Follow the big kid to the end zone. Not signaled yet.
He does not have it. He's short. You see the side judge come in right away saying short.
And now they unpile. Touchdown, Evergreens! You're right, the side judge had him short, and then when the umpire unpiled, touchdown. Reese Stoll at the 3:16 mark officially.
Evergreens back in front. 3:16 left to play. Kind of a big extra point.
Right, 15-13. And now 16-13. 3:16 left. Tell me how this one ends. Hudson gets the ball back when we come back. This is high school playoff football on Zaleski Sports, presented by Clifton Larson Allen.
Cropping Central, conveniently located between Edgar and Stratford on County Road N, 715-352-2843. Let Cropping Central take care of your field plans, yield mapping, crop scouting, and crop protection, including hail insurance. Cropping Central, 715-352-2843, and visit them on County Road N, west of Edgar.
So we've had a couple of lead changes in the fourth quarter. Hudson took a 13-9 lead on Justin Roby's 34-yard touchdown scamper, but on the very next drive, the Evergreens answer. It's one of the best drives of the playoffs. Reese Stoll's 1-yard touchdown run, 3rd and short, gets the Evergreens back on top, 16-13. 3:16 left in the ball game. A little air under this kick from the 15, and there's a seam that closes quickly. Hudson will start at the 30-yard line. So the Evergreens defense has 70 yards of field to defend. Hudson scored on their last possession and pieced together a pretty efficient drive. But the Evergreens answered with a beauty of a drive of their own. We thank our game day sponsors, Era Pancakes, Merrill Iron and Steel, Wiggly Bar and Grill, Ag Country Farm Services, and Jamie Schley, American Family Insurance. Chris Conley, Dan Ross, Jason Zaleski.
Hudson with 3 timeouts left.
Been an entertaining ball game. Couldn't tell you what the final result's going to be. The next 3 minutes will tell the tale. Passing on first down, over the middle, got position, incomplete. Good defense. One-on-one defense, and solid from Matt Nielsen.
Again, if that ball's a little bit more away from the defender, you'd think you'd be able to get the catch.
Hudson has their next play already called. They'll go right up to the line of scrimmage. Actually, that receiver on the near side is looking over towards the sideline. Let's see if everyone's on the same page of the playbook. Good pressure again, one-on-one to that receiver, inside, knocked away. That's good defense, too.
A great defense.
So Hudson is looking to connect into that one-on-one coverage and back-to-back incomplete passes.
I mean, if you're Hudson, there's so much time. You don't need 40 yards. You need 10 yards.
That's Matt Nielsen again. Yeah, I don't need the big bomb here. 3rd down. Do the Evergreens send pressure? I think so. Coming. Held up well. Screen. That's the right call. And there's a hold downfield. Goes for a big gain. That Everest player was trying to get away from that blocker and couldn't.
I don't see a flag, Chris.
No flag. Again, I'm looking that it seems like a hold when I see the defensive player trying to change direction and he can't.
Yeah. That was a great play call.
That's a 32-yard reception, and yes, hold or not. And again, the zebra is so much closer than we are, so we go with his call. What choice do we have? But that's the right play in that spot. To one-on-one coverage, underthrown, knocked away. Receiver had hands on that ball, but could not secure it to the ground. Matt Groshek.
Yeah, he's looked good at times tonight. This Everest secondary has really, really risen to the task tonight.
2nd and 10. Counter. Gain of 3 or 4 yards. Stayed home. Arlen Sangster wrapped him up, along with Gavin Dahlke. 3rd and 8.
If you're thinking about field goal, you have to get down to the 25. That's probably
for the high school game, unreasonably long at this spot.
Yep.
So probably 4 down territory in this spot. 2:15 and counting. Pressure coming. Throws to one-on-one coverage. Too long. Again, a rushed throw. Quarterback didn't get as good a look as he wanted downfield. 4th down, and boy, could this be the ball game here? Gotta go for it. Need to get down to the 28-yard line. If Everest gets a stop here, there's 2 minutes left in the game, and they've got a 3-point lead. Pressure for both sides. Designed rollout. Backside pressure, throwing, it's caught. That's a big reception. And he got to the sticks, too. 1st down.
That's a big-time play.
Sure is.
That's as big as you're going to see at this level.
And another
And the receiver took a big hit to hold on to it, too. So a fourth down completion keeps the drive alive. Again, the pressure is still on Hudson. They've got to stick the ball in the end zone or kick a field goal to tie this thing. So the Evergreens still have this lead, but it's a new set of downs. Design rollout, late pitch. Boy, again, I thought there was holding there, too. Again, I'm looking at a defensive player that can't get away from the lineman, which tells me the lineman may be holding him to the 7-yard line.
Wausau West winners tonight, 2014.
Congratulations to the Warriors. You know, that used to be a bad program, and the last couple of years, always nice to see when something is built out of what wasn't much a couple of seasons ago. First and goal, handoff, another lead change. Hudson has just scored a touchdown. So on the last 3 possessions, we've seen touchdowns. That's Andrew Kappel's 6-yard touchdown run. Point after touchdown is good. 20-16. The Evergreens get the ball. 1:19 left.
One timeout. Not over yet. So we're going to have to see Everest move the ball. Maybe, obviously a lot quicker than what they have so far in this game.
You can still run the ball, but if you call a running play, you've got to have another play called. You got to get right. And here in the fourth quarter, both offenses get on track. Hudson has scored on their last 2 possessions. The Evergreens have scored on their last possession. Do the Evergreens get the final word in this game? Squib kick. Come on, bring it up, boys. Out to near the 40-yard line. It's Kyle Schmidt. You normally don't want to see 98 handling the ball there.
So Everest, 1 timeout, 1:11 left to play. Everest was able to move the ball last drive pretty quickly. I think that there's a lot more to this game yet.
The Evergreens have played well enough to win, although they've had 2 turnovers in the second half. Again, this is the opportunity you would love to be in. Passing, slant. Timing was nowhere near close on that. Well, only 3 seconds come off the clock. Still 2nd and 10.
Again, Hudson the 2 seed. DC Everest the 7 seed. We could probably find the winner of the Chippewa Falls Appleton North game. Mr. Zaleski is working on that.
Twins to either side on 2nd and 10. Pressure, throws complete, underneath, it's not a first down. Clock's going to continue to run, he's tackled inbounds. 1 minute to play and counting down.
Still a lot of time, just got to hurry.
It's Pearson McDonald, and the Evergreens are going to use their final timeout.
You know, if you're going to use the timeout, take it right away. Lost 3-4 seconds.
Crowd being told here that was their 3rd and final timeout.
So the other game, Appleton North, Chippewa Falls, an upset. The 6 seed upsets the 3 seed. Appleton North moves on. So the winner of this game takes on the 6 seed. So either Hudson will host them here or Everest will go to Appleton next Friday night.
3rd down after the timeout. The Evergreens can only stop the clock from this point on by picking up a first down when the chains will move and then the clock will wind again, or by going out of bounds. No timeouts left. Cole Stevens is coming off the field, one of the Evergreens offensive linemen. 3rd down. 4-down territory, obviously. 54 ticks left in the game or the season to throw. Hit as he throws, incomplete. Reese Stoll took a big hit.
Well, this is it.
4th down. The Evergreens need to move the ball out to the 48-yard line. We will see if the candle goes out on this game and this season on this snap. If the ball is turned over, Hudson can go into victory formation and escape with a 20-16 win. Twins to either side on 4th down. Stoll into the seam. It's intercepted. Game over. And the Evergreens will have a quiet bus ride home. It's a 3rd turnover in the second half. So in that sense, Hudson's a deserving winner. What's heartbreaking is the Evergreens had a 9-0 lead in this game forever. Both offenses sure did heat up in the 4th quarter. But Hudson scores 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter, had the lead, gave the lead back, and then took it back for good on the 6-yard Andrew Caples touchdown. Hudson to victory formation. And the Evergreens gave a much higher, much more accomplished team a heck of a scare tonight.
Yeah, I mean, can't be disappointed with how Evergreens came out and played tonight. Just a little bit too short.
One more snap. That'll do it. Final score tonight, Hudson Raiders 20, DC Everest Evergreen 16. I'm Chris Conley for Dan Ross and Jason Zaleski. That's going to wrap up our play-by-play coverage. We'll be on the field with Coach Tim Strelo. Post-game coverage is brought to you by Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your curds at Nasonville Dairy, Marshfield, Curtis, or online at nasonvilledairy.com. Hudson 20, DC Everest 16, as the Evergreen season comes to an end. Back on the field for post-game next on Zaleski Sports.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, nasonvilledairy.com. All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only in central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers cheese, pizza cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
All right, welcome back to Hudson. Jason Zaleski here. I've been quiet up until now, and I'm bursting at the seams. I'm just joking, but really, man, what a game here today. I really felt DC Everest played as well as anybody could have expected with the circumstances coming in, being the 7 seed, Hudson here, the 2. Hudson was ranked throughout the season. I don't know where the final rankings landed, but coming here to unfriendly territory and really testing Hudson throughout, led for a very large portion of this game, did Tim Strelow's DC Everest Evergreens, but not in the cards for the Greens tonight. The Hudson Raiders will move on. They will take on Appleton North here on Friday next week. North 13-0 winners over Chippewa, which is not that far. As a matter of fact, when Dan and I drive back home here in about 15 to 30 minutes, we'll drive near Chippewa. And the Cardinal season came to an end today. So Appleton North here against Hudson next week. DC Everest, a great season. And what I wanted to say, and the reason I grabbed the microphone so fast, is we had a great time with these Evergreens football team this year. They were our Hard Knocks team, and we're willing to do that from the very start. Chris Conley waiting down there in that huddle. Chris will talk to Coach Tim Strelo about the season. But I just want to thank the Evergreens team, coaches, administration, athletic director Mike Matthews, and others for letting us into the life of a DC Everest Evergreen football player here in 2022. Definitely a good season. Playoffs are tough. Playoff wins are hard to come by, and that is all understood. I know the guys probably won't have the best time on the way home, especially Dan, with how close they really came here today, knowing they were coming in as underdogs, but as I just said, led for a very large portion of this game. But in the end, Hudson Raiders able to overcome here at home tonight. Yeah,
Obviously a lot of people on that Evergreen sideline think that let this one get away. Probably in their minds feel like they should have come away with the win. They played well enough to win. Hudson just made 1 or 2 more plays than what Everest was able to tonight.
Other confirmed Division I winners tonight: Neenah over Brookfield East, 40-14. Wanakee, 39-14 over Sheboygan North. As I said, Appleton North, 13-0 winners over Chippewa Falls. Madison Memorial, 56-0 over Milwaukee Pulaski. That's a big win there in a 4-5 matchup. Looks like we're getting close to Chris. Dan will keep an eye on him while I read the scores here. Muskego over Kenosha Indian Trail, 56-0. And Franklin, the 5 seed, over the 4 seed Racine Horlick, 25-16. And Mukwonago, 56-0 winners. We had 3 56-0 winners in Division I football tonight. And it looks like Chris is he's doing the back pedal out there.
Yeah, he is trying to reel someone in.
Okay, very good. And I think he's got a coach right there. So we're going to tell them to stop right there. We got you. Yep, you're good. Okay, well, Chris needs a little bit of exercise tonight, so he's going to walk, and Coach Strelo is going to walk it off there a little bit with him.
He really bleeds Evergreen football.
Yeah, I know that he does. And Chris gets to ride the team bus back, so they'll get to decompress and get ready on the way back. We'll throw it down to Chris Conley.
We're on the field after a season-ending loss to Hudson, 20-16. I'm Chris Conley with Coach Tim Strelo. Coach, that was a 9-0 game for forever. I don't think the team has anything to hang their heads about tonight.
No, I'm really proud of these guys and the way they fought back, especially after the Wausau West game last week. It would have been easy for our kids to just kind of fold it up and then, kind of say season's over. But I thought we fought really hard. We played really well. For Reese to step in at quarterback, when Jack went down, I'm really proud of our seniors and how they hung in there and they led the way this week in practice and stayed positive and fixed what we needed to fix.
The second half, the defense was on the field more, and Hudson won the second half as much as you guys won the first half. And eventually, I didn't know if that team was ever going to get on track, but they did in the fourth quarter, just in the nick of time.
Yes, they did. And now, like you said, we were on defense a little bit too long, and offense has to take a little bit of blame for that because we were out of sync in the second half. And, if we could have ran the ball just a little more consistently like we started to do towards the end there, if we could have done that right away, maybe we would have kept our defense off the field a little bit and it would have made a difference. But it came down to a few plays. And I said that at halftime. It's going to come down to one or two plays that are going to either help us or they're going to haunt us if we can't make them.
I thought one of the things that showed the character of this team was in the fourth quarter when Hudson took the lead for the first time. You came back and answered with a scoring drive after that. And that could have been the moment where you pack up your tent, you say, all right, they got us now. And the team wasn't done yet.
Yeah, absolutely. They fought back. And I think that's what we talked about all week was just the word fight and then keep on fighting and not kind of give up. Wausau West week, I don't know, we were just in a funk and that really hurt us, and we talked a lot about that. And I'm proud of our kids. 2016, we have nothing to be ashamed of in this loss, and they fought hard.
It usually takes a couple of days to process an entire season, but there were close games. There could have been another 2 or 3 wins over the course of this season, and maybe that's one of the lessons that the returning players will take, that a lot of close games come down to 1 or 2 moments, and getting those moments to go your way gives you, it's the difference between 4-4 or 4-5 and having 6, 7, 8 wins.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And we just talked about it actually in the end zone right now to the young guys about making sure that it's got to be a little bit of a priority in the off season. It's why we work out. It's why we do the things that we do in the summer and all that sort of stuff. So those little things make a difference. I hope these young kids, realize that, and it's going to come down to a lot of hard work. And it's going to come down to us pulling together as a team and continue to fight to get better.
Yeah, the story of this game tonight is the Evergreens played over their heads, took a number 2 seed all the way into the fourth quarter, held the lead, put a big scare into a team that only lost 1 game this year. Coach, congratulations. Thanks for coming over afterwards.
Thank you.
All right, big thanks to Chris Conley, Coach Tim Strelo, as the Hudson Raiders and teammates and classmates come back on the field. I think they're going to play a costume game. Everybody's got costumes on out there.
A lot
Dan.
of costumes, yeah.
Yeah, we saw that coming in. But, congratulations again. Hudson winners 20-16 here tonight. We'll go through some other scores with you and then wrap things up. Scores that we know of anyway. Division 7, Assumption over Pittsville, 34-18. They'll travel all the way to Black Hawk Warren next week on Friday. That's about a 3-hour bus ride one way.
What was
down
the score
to
of
Illinois.
that game?
Black Hawk Warren 56-20 over Highland. That was the 2-7 matchup. Edgar over Turtle Lake comfortably 42-6. Spring Valley just squeaks by Hurley 12-8. So defensive battle over in southwestern.
Edgar should be a
Wisconsin.
favorite next week at home.
Well, you would sure think so after that. That's all score. Those are some of the scores from Division 7. We take a look around the area for upsets. We find one in Division 6 where number 6 seed Bondwell takes down Crivets 22-7. So fairly convincing win for the Bondwell Bears. And they'll move on to likely take on St. Mary Springs. That score has not come in quite yet.
Springs is good. How about that potential Coleman Springs matchup in Level 3? That's a that's a good one.
Stratford 54-0 over Cumberland. That game played at DC Everest tonight as the Tigers without a home field this year. And they'll look for a place to play next week. Could be back in Marshfield. We will see. We'll keep you updated on Zaleski Sports about all that. Taking a look at Division 5, Aquinas all over Durand, Arkansas, 51-8. Colby gets by Gale Electric Trempealeau, 49-16. They had a shutout at halftime down there. And another upset in the 6th slot. Number 6 seed Kiel over number 3 Wittenberg. Burnhamwood, 16-6. That game over in Wittenberg. So the Rush Lanes not joyous tonight.
Yeah, I guess we're not going there next week.
Yes, we're not going to bowl at Rush. Well, not for football anyway. We'll go there, though. Anyway, another upset as we take a look at Division 4. It's the 6 seed St. Croix Central over number 3 seed Wisconsin Dells, 20-0. St. Croix Central shuts out the Chiefs, right? Wisconsin Dells Chiefs? Is that what it is?
It could be.
Something like that. Otherwise, across Division 4, it all goes chalk. Of course, Catholic Memorial probably a favorite in Division 4. 49-14 winners over Edgerton. That game started today at 7:15 p.m., special start time. And don't ask me why.
Prime time.
Wanted to get the edge on everybody else. Another big upset, Medford over Lakeland, 36-14.
It's an upset that it was 36-14.
Mosney 50, Shawano 20. That game was in question in the first half, but not so at the end of the game. And then an upset of upsets. We almost had it here in the 7-2 matchup, but we did get it in Division 3 where Notre Dame takes down Reedsburg 24-7. And then all the rest chalk essentially. In Division 2, it's Marshfield over Pulaski, 21-13. They'll travel to River Falls next week, Friday, as River Falls, the Wildcats took down La Crosse Central 40-20. They doubled up La Crosse Central in that one. And then another 6, Kaukauna over Milwaukee King. The 6 takes down the 3, 35-19. And Burlington, the 6, home of my Tony Romo. Burlington takes down Waterford. That's a 6-3 win, 27-14. So the 6th slot was where you wanted to be tonight if you were looking for the upset. As we mentioned, Wausau West actually 28-14 winners over Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln, and Appleton North 13-0 over Chippewa Falls, and they'll play here against Hudson next week on Friday. Other winners: Neenah, Kimberly, Waunakee, Mukwonago, Muskego, Hamilton, Arrowhead, all the usuals in Division 1. We'll wrap it up from here. For Chris Conley and Dan Ross, my name's Jason Zaleski. Have a great night, everybody, and thanks for watching.